I hate how when you like take a midday nap for like the first 5 or 10 minutes after you wake up, you actually feel more tired than before your nap.
Oh, definitely.
Like getting the extra like few minutes of sleep to like as a refresh is nice, but then like you gotta wake your body and your mind back up, you know, because they went into sleep mode. So huh.
This is very Japanese. That's unexpected. I opened the Star Guardian Talia soundtrack. And, yeah. It's kind of weird.
Our Guardian Talia soundtrack. Huh?
Yeah, they released like a whole album for her. That's someone on their own team that they're talking to.
Oh, I can't see chat.
It's kind of weird. Well, they're calling out Thunder McBusters for being level 993. But, like, he's on their team, so...
It seems odd that this is the first time they're recognizing that.
Maybe it's the intimidation move you pointed out to try to pre-tilt the opponents.
Mm. Interesting points. I don't know how total level would work.
By the way, Tat is R. Oh, they're ready. Okay.
Oh.
I was like, they're red side? Jeez. That would be... I just... It's so weird. They're talking to each other like... They're not in their own chat. I don't know. Regardless, we're into pick and ban for game number 1. Welcome to the Gold Mega Stream for week 6. I'm Maris, my co-caster's Toe Knuckles. We're starting with Dread this week because they didn't get a cast last week because they started like an hour and a half late. So here we are. Dread 4-1. Team Ambition Talent 4-1. Big game for the top of the table in, I want to call it Shurima Division, but I don't think that's right. I'll pull it up. But yeah, how are you doing, Toe? You had a good nap earlier, it sounds like, and
I did have a good nap. We're getting ready to move, so we're currently in the we work a lot, but not for pay because it's mostly packing and getting the everything ready for that moving process. So I had to take a little midday nap to get ready for the games, but here we are, and I'm excited for catching the other ROTM Gold team this time around since we didn't get to last week.
they're in the Bilgewater Division. Just to clarify. Um, yeah, so Dread has kind of dodged the top teams in their group so far. So their remaining schedule is just a banger. They have Team Ambition Talent, they have Team Ambition Breeze, and then they have one other game that I'll tell you about in a second when I see it. So no, there's only 2 games left. All right, so they have the 2 Team Ambition teams, which right now are first and third. They're sitting in second. So this little 2-week stretch is going to determine a lot for the boys, and yeah. So banned: Renata, Ash, Nautilus, Seraphine, Jinx, Shyvana, and we're going to go ahead and first pick Diana, and counter for Rodham is Rakan. How are you feeling about this so far?
I know Smitty is a big source of playmaking for Dread, so getting him a priority champion after seeing Renata and Nautilus banned out makes a lot of sense. I don't know how I would normally feel about Rakan being that high of a priority in this meta, but I guess just making sure you get something he wants to play and can make plays on is pretty important. And then we see Gid with his classic Volibear pick, staple Gid pick, and he's also the other gas pedal for Dread from the games I've watched. So getting those 2 early picks that they're comfortable on makes a lot of sense, and also 2 pretty versatile champions that can kind of work in any comp too, and it doesn't give away a lot of anything. So, whoa, we see a Nyla hover right out the gate.
So Nyla's not pickable, so that will change. But yeah, Leona and Nar are going to be locked in for Tat. They have built themselves already a big team fighting AoE wombo. They just need to round it out with a little bit of damage, you would imagine. Rodham, this actually just can't be Nyla. It's Nasus. That's basically the same champion.
I mean, yeah, exactly the same champion, you know? Like, just...
Yeah, there's no difference in, you know, like the word length of their passives.
Right, also, one's a melee and one's a range, so, I mean, that's like pretty close to the same thing.
No, they're both melee.
Oh yeah, you're right. Technically, yeah. Nyla didn't become ranged until she activates Q, so yeah.
I don't know if ARAM is broken. I haven't seen Nyla yet in any of my games. I don't know if she's popular on Rift, because who plays Summoner's Rift in this day and age? But yeah, I know very little about Nyla other than, like, I watched release videos and stuff, but, like, I couldn't tell you each individual ability in her kit or any of the ability names, so I'll have to learn that within a week. But yeah, we're banning ADs. Jhin, Zeri, Vayne, all gone. That's not an AD, that's an Anivia. Rodham has a lot of options, though, for Aeropox. Things that he likes to play are, like... I was thinking Zyra is the one champion I know I've seen him play. Cassiopeia, something like that. They also can just go AD and save him for later. Kai'Sa would be interesting for Atlas. Yeah, no Jhin, no Ashe. And it's going to be the Lucian to pair with the Rakan.
The Kai'Sa's an interesting pick, because so far everything you've shown does want to go in, and so Kai'Sa kind of fits that theme. Lucian's a pretty again, the thing that Rodham's doing is they're drafting themselves a lot of versatility outside the Nasus. Nasus kind of does one thing and one thing only, and he's like scaling and split pushing. Really, he doesn't want to team fight till later. So I mean, outside the Nasus, they got just a lot of flexibility with how they play the game. They can choose to skirmish, they can choose to team fight around objectives. I really like their chances to go either way against Team Ambition, what Team Ambition's putting up so far. But that Cassiopeia, if that gets locked in, I really like what that does for Team Ambition's comp. It gives them a powerhouse mid lane scaler that kind of just stops Dread from being able to like ooga booga their way in. They have to take it more tactfully into a Cassiopeia.
Yep, and Rodham's gonna lock in the Lux for Aeropox, so kind of an old school team comp from Rodham. No champions, older than like season 6 or so, um, or newer than season 6 or so. I guess not really either. On the other side, this is a kind of an old style game here. We've got an old fashioned banger. No new
Um,
champions, no dashes. We're just gonna go at it.
While the Lux can team fight, I think she's more there just as a counter pick towards the Cassiopeia. It is a kind of a difficult matchup because of her range. She can kind of bully that Cassiopeia for a long time in lane, and so it gives enough team fighting, I guess. But it's really more about the counter pick of the Cassiopeia and not letting Cassiopeia scale into the game for free. So. But now our favorite part, where we get to watch them redraft in the actual game lobby and then analyze the draft for 3 minutes or other things, I guess.
Yeah. Um, I've seen people talking about multiverses, the like new fighting game.
Yeah,
Um, I think it's a little wild. They teased a new fighter today, and it's LeBron James.
I'm down for it, man.
So
I
like,
I I I think that's awesome. Like, I don't know how he fits into the multiverses. I guess technically he is is Space Jam a Disney movie?
yeah.
Would he?
No, well, so
So he.
it's Warner Brothers, so you can play as like Rick and Morty or Harley Quinn or apparently Arya Stark is in there, Wonder Woman,
Mm,
and yeah, LeBron James. Why not?
I'm down. I The funny thing I find about LeBron while we're on the subject, I'm not offering one way or another who I think is the GOAT in the debate. I'm not out here to create controversy. I will say, the one thing I find funny about the debate though is when you listen to like LeBron supporters talk about it, they at least acknowledge that it's close. When Jordan supporters talk about it, they pretend like LeBron's nowhere near the conversation, which is just funny to me that they even refuse to acknowledge that it's a conversation at this point. Like, they don't even watch basketball since Jordan retired or something. So, I don't know. That's the one thing I find odd about that whole GOAT debate, at least in the terms of Jordan versus LeBron. So,
Well, we all know Stephen Curry's the goat, so it doesn't matter.
oh, you're really, man, you're trying to trigger people out there, aren't you, Maris?
I don't watch a huge amount of basketball. I'll admit my team sucks and has always sucked, so hard to get in on the ground floor for that and really enjoy it. Uh, Shout out to the Denver Nuggets for crushing my dreams repeatedly and over again. But um, yeah, not the biggest basketball fan, but we can talk about it. That's all right. Well, it'd be like that sometimes. Sometimes you wait. Oh, he couldn't pick anything. It's a bug. I'll give him
Mm,
I'll give him benefit of the doubt on that one because they had to disable rank queues last night at one point, so like something's not quite right. And I think we even had a bug like that last night or 2 nights ago or whenever we casted. I don't even know. The days all just blend together. Now I'm dropping frames. Thanks Xfinity.
uh, your Nugs actually. if they can get past the injury bug, they got a pretty good squad. Jokic, Porter, and Jamal Murray is a nice little trio to build around. So
Yeah, but it probably doesn't win the championship ever. So, whatever. I mean, maybe it does, but basketball is notoriously like you can identify the 3 or 4 teams that'll probably win at the beginning of the year, and that's both good
I
and bad. Like there's pros and cons to that, right? But yeah,
I I feel like I really feel like your Nuggets, if they stay healthy, they're probably one of the top three teams in the West. The health is their biggest issue, to be honest. I am a pretty big basketball fan, and I don't know. I really maybe I give too much credit to Nikola Jokic, but that guy's a stud.
I
So
mean he is the back-to-back MVP, so he's doing something right. But
yeah.
um, yeah, I don't know. People in Denver can't even watch the Nuggets, so who am I to judge?
Oh, did they black out your games to force you to go to the arena?
No, even worse. They're on a channel called Altitude, and Altitude got removed from all of the cable companies that are in the Denver area except it's like a niche one. So it's something like 2 or 3% of people who live in Colorado can actually watch Altitude. So they didn't get to legally watch the Nuggets and Avalanche the whole year. The Avs just won the cup, so
Oh, that's brutal.
um, yeah. Well, it'd be like that, I guess, sometimes when companies are greedy about it.
Yeah, that's when you go get Hulu and you just get your packages through Hulu at
Yeah,
that point.
I think that's what a lot of people did. That's what a couple of my friends did that are still back in Colorado. But I don't have that issue. I got the Avs on ESPN Plus, and I don't care enough about the Nuggets to watch them other than when they're on national TV. So
I'm excited about moving. I'll be moving to the Tulsa area. Spoilers, I guess. I'm not really concerned. Pretty broad
yeah,
area to say, but I'll be moving back to the Tulsa area, and the nice thing about the Tulsa area is they'll get the Thunder on Fox Sports, and it flips my Fox Sports network from Texas Rangers to St. Louis Cardinals by moving from Oklahoma City back to Tulsa. And the Cardinals are my baseball team, so um, that's a plus. I get both teams easily watchable with this move now. So
that's really interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that small of a move would throw you over, but we'll
uh,
I don't know. I'm in Kansas City, so we have Royals, and that's it. I guess
yeah,
it's local, but we also don't have cables, so I have MLB TV, so I have every team except the Royals. Not that I like my team's the Rockies, so whatever. But you know,
I don't really have a football team. I know that's actually kind of weird to say. I don't.
I mean
Uh,
you're in Oklahoma, like you're in the dearth, so
right. It
like
used to be the
Scrams likes the fucking Buccaneers for some reason. I'm not sure about that one.
I actually have a buddy from Tulsa that's not Scrams that likes the Buccaneers as well. That's kind of weird how. I guess in Oklahoma you get to be a free agent with your fandom, and when it comes to football, like, and nobody really that has good taste picks the Cowboys. So
Yeah. My team is the Arizona Cardinals, so I also
yeah,
don't have taste, but
not better than the Cowboys. So
it's like the reverse taste though. It's just oh, you want depression? Okay, here you go. Um,
mine used to be the Rams when they were in the St. Louis area, but then when they moved to LA, it became tough to follow them outside of just like catching their stats. So I
yeah.
just kind of gave up on having a team and just kind of started watching games that were on TV to watch certain players and just become a fan of players instead of any certain team.
Well, we are at 7:20. Um, I guess Harvest has started their game. We could just jump ship and go to Harvest if you wanted, so we have something to watch on stream.
That might be more entertaining to our viewers than us continuing to talk about sports.
Yeah. I don't know how many people are too invested in the sports talk. So we'll jump ship. We've wasted 12 minutes just sitting there waiting for them to redraft. So um, we'll catch up with them eventually. What is the team they're playing? They're Conduit Esports Ghost Seg Chegg. And the boys are on blue side. This is gonna be wrong, but I'm flipping. So we're on stream.
I'm hitting my plus plus plus, and
Oh, there's like 3 kills that happen here. All right, we're gonna do some quick fire casting, but Scram's getting a chomp in the top lane, chasing down DXBS, and there's a lot of things happening. Black Eyed Peas is here. It's first blood traded. So Oath got first blood, and Old Man Genetics got the return kill. And the bottom lane, Beam's low, Vandrel's low, and the Seraphine E's going to take that kill. Now back in the top lane, DXBS dies, and Old Man Genetics also dies. So 4-1 for ROTM early. And I'm imagining that we're going to not have any more fighting while we're speeding up, but that kind of sets the tone for the game to start out with.
yeah. So we see Saint back on the Kale, which is a pick he used very well in game 1 of last week, and then we get to see Oath on the Yasuo again, which is a pick that he used to. He had some success. He kind of didn't necessarily always have the opportunity to take fights that were advantageous to him, but you saw the comfort on the champion, and he was still able to make plays every once in a while. But putting it in the mid lane to where he gets a chance to 1v1 his opponent, and he doesn't have the pressure of 2 people trying to deny him farm, should make it easier for him.
What
And
timer are you at? Sorry.
5:33.
Holy shit, what? I'm at 5:27 and I can't go further. 33? 37 now. There's a dragon started up by Conduit Esports. Black Eyed Peas very low, but able to smite the dragon and get out.
What are you at now? I'll go backwards.
47, 48, 49, 50.
Oh, I think I'm 1 second behind you. That's good enough. So.
Okay.
Considering you can't catch up to me, I think that's as close as we're probably gonna get here. So
I don't understand. Like normally it's fine, but Saint is in a little bit of trouble. DXBS flashes, not quite enough damage though, and now Scrams in the area might be able to get something done. Although DXBS is pretty healthy. There's a little heal for the attack speed boost. Is it attack speed boost on kill? No, it's just move speed.
The move speed, yeah.
Okay.
But if she heals the Trundle, then I think the Trundle gets a small move speed boost too, and they both do.
Yeah. That sounds right. I was just a lot of the heals in the game have like 1 extra stat associated with them, other than like Soraka.
Yeah.
So hard to keep track sometimes. The
I mean,
attack speed is Nidalee. Nidalee gives attack speed. But...
I don't think Nami's heal does outside of her basic passive.
Yeah, her
so
passive
I guess
gives move speed, but
right.
Saint again in trouble. Oh, level 6, the Devour comes out, and DXBS gets the solo kill. That's probably expected to happen once or twice in that lane before Kale really settles in. Matsuro taken pretty low. Black Eyed Peas is here. Doesn't have the ult, still level 5. Rave Bay just layering in with some autos, finishes off Vandrel. Now flashes forward looking for Bomb. I don't know what that name's supposed to be. Rave Bay filling in for Duvranga, who...
Yeah.
Oh, that was an overstay. Duvranga taking just a little bit of time away from competitive for some personal reasons. Wish him the best, but Rave Bay gonna step in for the rest of the split
Aegis.
at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if Old Man Genetics is a Zillion main. I wonder if that's like a
Is that a
A one-trick name?
Zillion reference? Yeah,
Yeah.
is that a Zillion reference? Or is that a genuine boomer that's somehow managing to make it in League of Legends? So,
I
I
mean,
know,
we already have
I know,
Scrams. He doesn't have a boomer
I,
name.
that's true. I was gonna say, we have Scrams, who's kind of holding it down for the boomers in this game, but
I don't think Scrams is like significantly older than me. I probably shouldn't say anything. Oath's in
I
trouble.
think,
Vandrel and Black Eyed Peas are here. He gets the dash through, has the wind wall, just trying to buy some time. Hits the ult on the Zillion. The ignite. Is it enough? He's got Chrono Shift, right? No, he doesn't have enough mana. He gets the trade kill. So that's better than nothing. Getting the trade kill, and Oath is 3-1 on the Yasuo.
yeah, that becomes really tough for the team. I don't even know the name of the team.
They're Conduit Esports. Oh, I didn't
Cop.
ever flip the scoreboard. There we go. I've had the scoreboard backwards the whole time. Scrams is here, uses the subjugate. Saint has the divine intervention to try to get away. He's very low. He can't really continue pursuing, but Scrams with the flash auto is going to finish that off. Now Black Eyed Peas he does have Moonfall, so Saint has to be careful about where he stands and positions here. If he can heal back up a little bit, he'll feel a little bit better. Hits the Q. Scrams is here, just the chomp. It's a lot of damage. The Moonfall comes out, and the Chrono Shift just in time from Old Man Genetics should make Scrams and Saint back off.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good play by Scrams. I mean, he and Saint they get the kill. They get to push in the wave together. They avoid any opportunities that Diana has to really make a play with her ult, and basically just block it out of the Chrono Shift and don't overstay. Make a good decision on that one, and something that we're happy to see from Harvest
Oh,
is they.
looking 1v3 here in the mid lane. Has to dash back. He got over the wall with that or no, he had flash. Okay. I thought that he dashed all the way through the wall. It looked very clean, but
Uh,
did have to use the Summoner spell to get out of the 1v3, which seems fair. I really like what Old Man Genetics did, using the double Zillion Bomb on top of himself to make sure he got the stun on Oath. It was really nice. He seems comfortable on the Zillion. He went Swifties. What?
Yeah, I don't. If you're not going pin on the Zillion and you're not going defensive, I think Lucidity is the choice. I don't know why you would need the extra move speed whenever you have double move speed options with your. That's a weird itemization choice in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean there are a lot of slows. Like Pillar is tough to deal with. You've got Chomp, you've got the Kale Q, you've got Seraphine E, I guess, if it's not upgraded. Did they get tower in bottom lane? Jesus Christ. Okay.
This game is moving
Quietly,
fast.
yeah,
Like,
quietly, Rave Base 2-1 and has a 35 CS lead. My game is just paused at 11 minutes for some reason. Um, I don't understand what's happening with Riot today. Devour up in the top lane. Saint is very low, and I don't think he can navigate this one. DXBS is very tanky. Flash under the tower, he doesn't care. Gets the solo kill. Dragon does go over to RTM. I'm at 11-18, 11-19, 20.
get ahead of you. I'm at 11:28, so we'll have to coordinate again.
Yeah, I don't...
11:22.
28, 29, 30, 31, 32.
34, 35.
That's close. That's
Okay.
within a second. Sorry to everyone listening. I don't know what's going on. Like if my client is freezing, if you know, Toe Knuckles got the turbo client, Riot shit in the bed, Xfinity. There's so many factors, and none of them are reliable. So we'll have to do periodic checks, I guess, to make sure. Yeah, my client just like micro froze again at 12 minutes. Is it just every minute on the minute? Oh, in the mid lane, Oath has the Chrono Shift popped on Diana, now hits the second tornado on him, but Vandrel is there. He's just perma 1v3. Saint is trying to 1v1 in the bottom lane against Bam, but has to use the Divine Intervention in order to escape. And now we've flipped Rave Bay and Matsuro up to the top lane to put a little bit of pressure on DXBS, try to get that tower down, and try to give Saint maybe a little bit freer of a lane to farm in, because he's also falling rapidly behind in the same way that the Twitch has been.
Yeah, I don't.
This doesn't help, though. Oh, really well done by Vandrel to tank. First, just doesn't quite have enough damage to take all the tower shots through, and Bam is going to pay for it. So Saint gets a solo kill, and that's a little worrying if you're Conduit Esports, DXBS looking for the 1v2. He could probably have it if he wanted to. He's very strong right now on the Frog. He's unclogging for sure. Um, why did I say that? Rave Bay is just going through with the auto attacks. Metsuro has a little Q. DXBS very low. Doesn't have the E back up, and Rave Bay finishes him off for his third kill of the game. Meanwhile, Black Eyed Peas is chasing down Little Saint in the bottom lane, and we're at 10-7 at 13 minutes. We got a banger.
Yeah, we're getting over a kill a minute when you consider the game doesn't even really start till about 2 minutes. We're at a blistering pace for this one. DXB kind of went in, got a little confident, but it's almost like Rave Bay and Matsuro were trying to bait him in instead of actually being in any real threat. Once Tom went in and committed that W, they backed off and kited him really well.
Bam looking for the solo bolo up in the top lane, and he's going to find it after sneaking in. Vandal going to get caught, though, as Oath is able to slide over along with Matsuro. Vandal dies to Matsuro's Q. The Tornado just not quite there. The Steel Tempest doesn't land onto Old Man Genetics, and he'll be able to scoot a boot. Yeah, more kills. The tower goes down in the top lane, though, for Rave Bay. He got all the turret plates in the bottom lane, all the turret plates in the top lane, and is at a 2,500 gold lead on his own. Meanwhile, Oath and Matsuro fighting a 2v2 against DXBS and Old Man Genetics, but it gets interrupted by Black Eyed Peas, and Conduit going to pick up an extra kill. Matsuro has to flash away. Does he have anything left in the tank to try to escape? Just a nice little dodge on the bomb, and yeah. Talk to me. Anything interesting of note happening in this game?
I mean, it's all pretty interesting. The one thing that's crazy about it, right, is like how many resources they committed to trying to shut down Oath so far this game. That, like you said, they were constantly 1v3, and it opened up a lot of opportunities for the side lane. And the fact that Oath was most of the time at least trading whenever they came and ganked him, it really kind of opened things up for Scrams to make sure he could take care of his side lanes. I like the swap to the top lane after you get the tower gold. No sense in just driving it home again in the bot lane. Like, sure, you can keep the Twitch down if you keep your bot lane down there, but you can also just increase your own lead by...
Oops, Scram's going to get collapsed on by Black Eyed Peas and Vandal, and Matsuro's the only one who's really in position to help. Scramps is just kiting it out. In comes the Encore. Scramps has enough health to tank on through. In the mid lane, though, Rave Bay just gets murked, it looks like, by Bam. Scram, Saint, and Matsuro trying to gather up. DXBS setting a nice front line, though, for Conduit. And Oath is just trying to run down as fast as he can from the top lane and get into the fight. There's a dragon up in 15 seconds. I think that's what we're actually fighting over. Oath looking for Old Man Genetics, but gets slowed. That should be it for now. Sorry, go ahead.
No, so I was going to say, the one thing about this game that's really scary for CEG is that despite all the pressure that they put on him, Oath is doing relatively well in terms of his itemization and like his pacing in this game, and so having that Yasuo that can pop off at any time on his own right, and pairing that with like a Kale that can give him invulnerability to survive the first few seconds until he really starts to get his combo going and gets to slide around in their backline, like that's scary for CEG. Like, you really probably don't want a 5v5, even though your comp's pretty good at it with a Zillion and a Twitch and a Lulu.
Yeah, Black Eyed Peas gonna get turbocharged. He's doing the, I guess, now popular Sunfire Cape Diana build. I think that's weird. This is like the third time I've seen it, which means that it's probably pretty popular in solo queue, and I'm just ignorant of that. But
I think it is her go-to mythic right now, since the durability patch update.
It seems kind of interesting. I still feel like Proto Belt offers a lot to that champion, but Vandal gets caught. Oath able to bait out the exhaust and the flash of Vandal, so, or not the flash, the ult. So that's a nice little grab for Oath. It didn't look like a whole lot, but really means that Vandal can't be so aggressive warding or dewarding now for the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think like the nice thing about the proto belt, right, is that like it gives you a chance to reposition your ult mid ult if you kind of flub it as Diana.
Oh, and
Instead of
there's a
having it.
huge Moonfall, though, from Black Eyed Peas. Does get taken down by Scrams. They get 2 kills immediately in the mid lane. DXBS teleports in, but he can't really do a whole lot as solo Kench. He's just going to watch his tower fall in mid lane. Saint is holding down bottom lane right now, but Shield is going to be dropped and crashing into the second tower in mid. There's no one really to answer for Conduit. Bam and Lil Saint going to renew Pleasantries, and Saint actually wins the 1v1. Little knock up there. They're going to be able to escort Sheila into a third tower. Maybe. I think that's the goal. Scrams is just going for it. Oath is here. They get the little knockback from Sheila to try to help. A lot of shields coming on to DXBS, but they run out and Oath takes that kill. And they get Sheila to crash in. They'll get this third tower, potentially. You don't want too much more than that, but you take the inhibitor turret at 1848.
I don't know what changed from the previous few weeks. I don't know if it's Rave Bay adding something, like if he's more comfortable like playing aggressive than Skylar is. Skylar being Duranga, he tends to be more of a player that wants to scale into the game, risk aversion and capitalizing off other risks. And I don't know if it's Rave Bay that's kind of helping Harvest to push the pedal, or if it's just identifying that they're stronger and they're going full send this week. But I really like the decisiveness that we're seeing out of Harvest, at least in this game one. So
Yep, it's still a long series, and there's still potential in this game. Like we've mentioned a couple of times, CEG does teamfight well. They scale well, especially if they can get Twitch and Zillion really going. Um, but Diana's fine. Diana's scaled. Diana's doing pretty well for herself. Will do a ton of damage, but you get another Moonfall like that on top of a spray and pray from Bam, and that entire fight looks different, but because the Twitch wasn't there, it cost them. Scrams finds Vandal, forces the flash. I'm going to hit plus and see if I can catch up anywhere. Oh, there's a lot of time. I'm just zooming. Um,
you're zooming, huh?
The Baron has started. I'm going to stop so that I can narrate this fight. Rave Bay flashes over the wall looking for a couple of autos. Black Eyed Peas takes him down. Oath is trying just to do whatever he can, but eventually falls. And Scrams and Matsuro are the last two left alive for ROTM. Scrams trying to hang around to see if he can get a cheap pick. Hits the subjugate, looks for the flash auto. That's really weird. The Moonfall still goes off in Tom Kench's stomach, but a really good devour from DXBS. Matsuro gonna die. The flash over the wall from Bam finishes him off, and Scrams is left by himself trying to scrap, but they're just buying time for Little Saint to continue to push. He's going to get the inhibitor tower, but now CEG might be able to grab the Baron. I'm going to fast forward a little bit more. No, I actually am fine. 21, 21, 22, 23.
Yep.
Okay.
We're on the same page. Yep.
Saint and Old Man Genetics going to scrap, I guess. Not really scrap. And now I'm pause again at 21:30. That's really nice. I love the Riot client.
Well, CEG does end up getting the Baron. Saint does trade for the inhib, and it looks like Harvest on respawns are going ahead towards the Mountain Drake, and CEG is also running to meet them there. So we should see another clash here at the Mountain Drake. Saint's cutting off Old Man Genetics in the jungle, though.
Yeah.
He actually goes forward into Old Man Genetics and trades his life for...
This is a narration that I'm not seeing. Now here we're seeing it finally. The Zillion Kale matchup. But in comes Black Eyed Peas, and Bam, he's, flashing forward and takes the Chrono Shift out in exchange for his life. But the Dragon goes over to ROTM during that whole time. I'm going to hit plus again. I hope nothing really bad happens. We'll find out here in a second. I'm going to catch back up, and then we'll see if it pauses again. I might just be perma-tilted this whole night. Or maybe just this game, hopefully. Okay, we're back 32, 33, 34, 35.
I tried to do my best play-by-play while you were paused, and I didn't realize that it didn't click in my head that if you were paused, that the stream is also paused. So I'm doing play-by-play for only myself at that moment. So
this is just bizarre. I don't know what's going on with the Riot client tonight, but it's getting my goat. Maybe it's my internet. Who knows? But I haven't dropped that many frames, so I don't think that's it. Scrams is going to find Black Eyed Peas, hit him with the pillar. He's really got nowhere to go. He does have flash if he can get to a nice little cheeky spot, and he'll flash over that big rock back towards safety. And that could have a little scrap up there around the blue buff. Oath and DXBS. This doesn't go well for the Yasuo. I don't think anyone can actually 1v1 the Tahm Kench. Maybe Scrams can, but
Scrams with ult can, but he's probably the only one.
Oath will get there, and now I'm paused again. It's at round numbers, too. It's at 23:30. I'm paused. Now I'm started again. What the fuck? Oath is low under tower, and DXBS finishes him off. He didn't have to use that gray health, but he did anyway. 17-16, and CEG's really clawed their way back in. They still have the Kayle scaling. He's worked his way almost to 2 items. He's quietly picked up a lot of farm in some side lanes now, so he's getting to an okay position. He's level 13. Scrams, oh, they just didn't quite find the route, and again, 24 minutes. It's like it can't handle the minute conversion, and it just dies. I'm actually just really pleased with
Oh,
this.
over the course of this, I've gotten myself a nice 25 seconds ahead of you, so through
Yeah,
those
and
couple minute pauses.
I can't increase it. Like, it doesn't have it available for me to go through. Saint is going to find Old Man Genetics, force him into the Chrono Shift. He's got no health now. I don't know, man. Bam is here. Oh, the Encore is going to catch him. A lot of damage coming on through, but Rave can't really fight a whole lot. Now finally gets into range to start autoing. Scrams finishes off Bam. More autos coming on through. This 3-man stack is very strong for ROTM. They get if they get Oath in here, it could be devastating for CEG. But now the knockup lands onto Yasuo, or onto Matsuro, excuse me. I'm narrating things. Oath is finally here to try to get everything. The big triple bomb, or the double bomb stun from Old Man Genetics. Really stalling out everything. Oath getting one knockup, looking for Black Eyed Peas. There's no one really to provide him with a knockup in this team comp. It's just the pillar, I guess. But now Saint going to teleport in. Rave still looking pretty strong, can just walk on in. I guess he's Dilly is how I should refer to him, not Rave. I'm not really sure. I'll have to ask him what he prefers.
I'm guessing that's Dillinger back from what I would know him as.
I don't think it is.
It's not even okay.
As far as I know, it's not. Because if it is, I don't think that he would be within the rules of the league.
Oh, gotcha.
As far as I know, it's just somebody that they picked up off the Aegis Discord. But I haven't talked to him, and I'm trusting Scrams, which may be a mistake, but, you know, we'll see.
Not usually. Screams doesn't really do.
Yeah, no,
stuff
Scrams
but his
doesn't.
team. He'll try to find his way to find as many loopholes as he can, but he doesn't like break rules. So
Yeah, it'd be very surprising if that were Dillinger, because Dillinger was like borderline diamond last time I remember.
I just
The big
Dilly
stun
and
from yeah, I understand. There's actually 3 people named Dilly in the Aegis server. I thought that was weird because I tried to do my own like small amount of vetting because the Dillinger didn't click to me, but yeah, there's 3 people just named Dilly in the Aegis server, so it's apparently just a common nickname for people. We're about to have a scrap, but there's 2 super minion waves for RTM pushing in mid and bottom, and this is the classic harvest strategy. We're just not gonna fight for the dragon and instead go look for the end. The charm gonna land from Matsuro, but he's dead. Saint is the one who's trying to stall right now. Needs to interrupt some of these recalls. Teleport is gonna come through for Zillion, and Saint buying some time does interrupt Bam and Vandrel. He's going to die. One Nexus turret's down. Scrams, Oath, and Rave just trying to get in on this. This is going all pear-shaped, though, for ROTM. Rave gets eaten by DXBS, trying to kite back away. Scrams is on the Nexus. Oath, unfortunately, gets hit by the Fountain Laser, but Rave autoing through. They're going to finish the game, and Game 1 goes to Harvest on the back door, the front door, the... I don't know what you want to refer to that as, but they walk in with the 3-man squad, take down the base structures, and take Game 1.
was quite a game between the trouble with the technical difficulties and then just the pace of the game and then like the way it played out where Harvest were basically in a 1-3-1 it seemed like for 90% of the game and then they just basically pulled CEG apart and never really let them team fight the entire time. Um, it was it was really well played. It was really decisive on the part of Harvest, and even with the little hiccups and mistakes that um, players found themselves in, the team as a whole did a good job capitalizing on other parts of the map, opposite of where CEG was um, investing their resources. So at worst, they usually traded even, if not trading up, for the entirety of that game, all the way until the point that they said you can have Dragon and we'll take the game. So
What is going? So Dread still isn't in game. Um,
I mean, how long before it's an FF? Like,
it should have already been an FF, I think. They've only got 4 people in their call. They lost Bing Bong? Is he talking to admins maybe? Yeah, they've got him in the help desk. Um, I'm assuming they're asking about an FF right now. Yep, they're trying to force us to reschedule, but we don't have a good time to reschedule to. Why would it be a reschedule? Did the guy's computer just die? I don't really understand.
I mean, if it's not a client side issue, that's not on Dread to have to reschedule, right? If it's a computer side issue, that's on the team.
One would think. Um, yeah, that's interesting, I guess. We'll keep you posted on that one. Um, well, we have 3 teams playing right now, and none of them are in game or in champ select. So, uh, you know,
So we get to bore our viewers with more talk about sports. Let's do it.
I'm gonna play some music at least, so you have something to listen to other than my dog barking in the background. Ooh, I don't want to become famous, actually. Thank you, random person in the chat that I... Oh, I don't want to block them. I want to remove them. What is... Where did my moderation tools go? And why don't they work? Oh, there it is. Ban. Perfect. We did it. Okay, Crowstorm's about to start draft, and I imagine Harvest will get into their game eventually. I don't know what's going on with Crowstorm. Apparently the refs are just actually deciding right now what to do about it.
Okay.
So it could turn out interestingly. Could be a quick night for Dread. We'll find out, I guess. I don't know. They've got 6 admins in their help desk chat, so hopefully they can decide relatively quickly.
I'm a big wrestling fan, and I know Streams is as well. And it's always nice when wrestling includes pop culture into some of the events that they do. And there was a reference to the new Barbie movie at one of the shows recently. So, and I didn't even point it out until I saw it on Reddit. Another fan pointed it out. Kind of funny.
That's interesting. I'm not a big wrestling fan myself, so I'll miss
I
some of that
just
nuance. But
right. And so I just it's funny to me that wrestling would pick the Barbie movie would be the thing in pop culture that they make a reference to, you know, like out of everything. So that's what I found oddly satisfying about the whole situation.
yeah, I think the production, the entrances, the general hype around wrestling is very cool, very fun. But I'm just not interested in like the wrestling, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't really get into like any like I can't do MMA. I think it's gross. I don't know.
I will say this. I am much more a fan of the storytelling aspect of professional wrestling than like probably the actual wrestling itself. Like it's fun to watch some of them, but like they also have matches that like I wouldn't care for if there wasn't a good story behind it because stylistically it's just not super entertaining to me. But Scram said it best. He said it's a soap opera for men. It's anime for adults, or you know, live action anime. You know, so that's kind of how I. That's the scope that I view it through, and it's even more entertaining that way.
Well, I think while we have a second, I'm run to the bathroom.
Okay.
So I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
What's up? Oh, so yeah, you designed literally like 3 of our emotes. You're an artist. You did it. Congrats, you get the badge. I can't tag our actual. I don't want to say our actual. Our like other emote artist, the one that did all of the crow emotes, that aren't like slightly edited. So, as far as I know, she doesn't have a Twitch. Maybe she does, and she's lurking right now, but I very much doubt it.
It looks like Harvest is back in Champ Select, so
Yes, Harvest is in Champ Select. Crowstorm should be there soon, but if Harvest is in there, then that's where we're going. Oh, I got a draft link.
Oh.
They're in like actual Champ Select though, so it's not gonna be that long, but I can throw it up on screen, we can talk about it if you want to. But we also have 3 minutes to look at it later, but this at least gives us ban order.
True.
Oh. Okay. There's some things happening in this game. I'm not gonna spoil any of them before they're on stream, but like, yeah, and then Crowstorm just went into Champ Select, so. Crowstorm's down 1-0 after game 1. Harvest is up 1-0, and Dread still has yet to start their first game.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Got some spice. Not, I'll spoil. There's a Draven. There was a Draven in LEC today that had like the biggest gold lead on record. I need to figure out which. I don't remember which game it was. Oh, that was it. It was Mad Lions versus Vitality. Unforgiven on Draven versus Karzi on Aphelios. Had like a 6k individual gold lead. Oh, he ended with 8k over 8.7, almost 9k.
Well, we shall see how.
So we'll see if Dilly can live up to that. Oh, I need to ask. I'll ask Scrams while I have access to him. Apparently Dilly is correct. Okay, well, so I was just wrong most of the game. We'll fix it though. Oops. Oh, okay. We can, if you join their spectate, you should get the champ select. And then I can throw that up on the screen. There it is. They didn't switch sides. That's also not, I guess I did download their logo. I can flip that really quick. Conduit Esports Ghost. Okay. Oh, that barely shows up. Can I maybe? It's like a conduit. Okay.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
It's very very dim on the black. That's the issue with transparent. If you just got a black logo, it doesn't show up very well on this. But
yeah, the black and the dark green.
Well, yeah, as you can see, a banger. Lilia top, and you got the Zeri Yumi bottom lane for Conduit to try to answer what happened to them in game number 1. Harvest rolling out 5 different champions, because why not? So, Nocturne Thresh, Draven, Ahri, Urgot. What comp do you like?
From an entertainment perspective, of course, I'm gonna pick Harvest just because, you know, watching a Draven, good or bad, is always entertaining. So, um, that being said, as far as ease of execution and how they stack up against each other, I I really like Harvests, to be honest.
I
I
think it's
just
pretty close, honestly. Like,
yeah, I don't think there's one that overwhelmingly is better than the others compositionally. The Lilia is a champion I really like. I think even to this day, like in low elo, she still gets slept on really hard. And then just the power of a Wukong, able to get to the back line. But then you got tools to deal with it on the other side. Because you got the Nocturne that can just straight up go for the Veigar and make his life a nightmare. Kind of bypass everybody that wants to slow him down. And then, I don't like, Zeri plus Yumi is strong, but so is Draven if he gets ahead. So, like, Draven could just 1v2 those two out, you know? Like, and it's really going to be interesting to just watch him play.
we loaded directly into a pause. I guess nothing really happened. I'll throw it up on screen. Why not? Give away a couple of starting items, but I don't think there's anything that would be game-changing in there. The secret tech
Nothing.
of the Doran's ring.
I was gonna say nothing super. I'd say like the only thing you can really comment is Zeri starting longsword 3 pots because up against the Draven lane and probably gonna want the extra regen, but
Yep, I mean, fair enough from Bam. Dilly had a huge CS advantage when we loaded into the game at level 4 and then just continued to snowball it. And we're live again, so hopefully
normally
we connected. We're at 17 seconds, 18. Oath didn't connect, it looks like. Okay, he's buying items. He's just a little slow. Alright. Harvest is running down bottom lane, and they don't have their AD just yet, so this is going to be... Or their AD, their mid laner. And of course, I'm paused. It's 31 seconds this time, so I broke the curse.
I'm also paused at
Okay,
31 seconds. So.
that's the repause pause. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna walk in here. They don't have a sweeper, so this ward is going to find out everybody from Harvest. And now, what is the answer gonna be from Conduit Esports? Do they? There's no way
Really
they
good.
would look in. They're just trying to scout and see what's going on. This is a little risky. Okay, Q over the wall. I had a little micro pause, but we're okay. And Yumi walked herself into the enemy jungle to go ahead and get wards down. So a lot of wards used at level 1.
I'd say advantage, probably CEG on that. I think they got better vision. For the starting, they
They're
got
gonna
the
spot
defensive.
Saint too, so they know. Yeah, they know the jungle hasn't been taken over. Both sides should be relatively aware of where the other's starting, so should be interesting. Oh, the sweeper. They gave it to Bam. That's kind of interesting. He's got 2 CS right now. A little invade though from Dilly and Matsuro trying to find the early advantage with the Thresh Draven lane. Level 1 for Saint. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the XBS over his shoulder. Kind of interesting the E start on Urgot.
Yeah, normally you take that in a matchup that you think has pressure to really instigate a fight, something like an Aatrox or something, but
I think he
I
took it for the level 1 potential on their
that
invade.
also makes sense. Yeah, that also makes sense.
And then just kind of got stuck with it. I don't know why. You don't have to lock things in. I don't know that some people are aware of that, but just because you're invading doesn't mean you have to lock abilities in. You can lock it quickly and then throw your ability.
Yeah.
But what's done is done. Has the E. Oath is doing a lot of damage to Old Man Genetics early on. Good sidestep, though, from the Veigar. Meanwhile, in the top lane now, level 2 hit, and Saint Actually hits level 3, not quite able to find that corrosive shot, so DXBS can heal back up a little bit.
Didn't seem to bother him too much. Kind of limited his level 1 poke potential, not taking the Q, but overall,
Gets the
it's not
flip,
gonna make it.
really going for it. Does he? He doesn't have any shotgun knees left. The Q doesn't land. It's so low. The flash Q from DXBS, but the minions trade it back. Extra 100 gold for the Lilia though.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised the way that trade started out. They actually ended up trading. I kind of thought that was in favor of the Lilia. Just walk away and let her got burned, but apparently the burn stopped just short of the kill screen and forced the trade. So
That was funny. Just using the W to get a little distance. Use Oath as your springboard to get down to get the double crab on Scrams. So the Nocturne will be a little sad about that. Oh, this is. We've seen Scrams go for this so many times and get punished a lot. Oh, he's not gonna get the Gromp. Okay, he's learned maybe, or he just didn't see it. Now he sees it. Oh no. There's like a recurring nightmare about Scrams getting killed at enemy Gromp.
fortunately for him, this time I don't think he's gonna get punished for it since Wukong is on the bot side of the map. But I guess he got a read that Wukong was down there and felt more comfortable going in and taking that way.
It wasn't just a read. He had the whole book on him. He kind of walked through mid lane and just hit his mid laner.
Right. Yeah, true.
Dilly and Matsuro continuing to apply a lot of pressure. It's a big CS advantage early on. We'll have to keep an eye on some of these Draven stacks and see if he can get the cash out. But so far, Matsuro not able to find the big initiation. But I think that's mostly because Bam and Vandroll have been playing, as my roommate says, often Narnia. Yeah, oh, gets the flash fear on DXB. I don't know about that one. That was a little enterprising, and now Saint pretty low. DXBS relatively healthy, could maybe win a 1v2 right now, so he'll be able to gallop on in. Saint is still sticking around. He hits the E for the toss back. Do they have the damage? Scrams spell shield not hit. Can't really get into range. Now the fear ticking. They get the little charm away, but the Q from DXBS finds the kill. That's a weird little sequence of events. Saint doesn't have much mana, so he can't really continue the fight up in the top lane. But that's never stopped him before.
I mean, yeah, if Saint has the mana to trigger his W after the flip, that probably goes a little bit differently, but
yeah, now Black Eyed Peas is here. Flip back. Saint needed to go out. He could have just left. Alright, well.
Yeah, Wukong used his gap closer to get there, then you flipped yourself in a position to get away and back in, so he must have seen something.
I mean, he was very clearly trying to get the trade kill on DXBS after the flash forward, I guess. But, like, Black Eyed Peas doesn't have anything left in the tank. He's level 5. He does have flash, but, like, you have your E and you're faster than him, theoretically. I don't know. I guess we'll see how it pans out. But already Conduit Esports off to a little bit better of a start than they were in game number 1. 3-1 on the scoreline. All of the kills and deaths on DXBS. So keep an eye on that top lane for sure.
At this point, if you're Harvest, you're just trying to get your Nocturne to 6 and send him to try and cash in that Draven, in my opinion. So
yeah, but the issue with that is if you're Conduit Esports, you should be thinking, they're going to get their Nocturne to 6 and then send him to try to cash in their Draven. So it's not the most subtle play in the entire world.
Right, it's really telegraphed, but it's also kind of what you need to try and do if you can find an angle to make it work. Whether that's forcing a dragon and making them come to you, but
Wilting Lullaby hit under tower. Saint low. The Q comes through. DXBS taking a couple of turret shots, but it looks like he'll be okay. And the burn damage isn't enough to finish off Saint, so we might see the repeat dive from DXBS up in the top lane. He's waiting maybe on his flash. That might be a smart thing to wait for if you're the deer.
Yeah, he almost has it up, and Saint can't go anywhere. At this point,
With the E
at this
back.
point,
Yeah.
oh god, you just gotta back a Saint. You gotta take the loss. Like that was so greedy. Like, and
Oh,
he's fortunate he
Ray.
didn't.
Okay. Sorry,
Saint,
Dilly.
just back, please, just back, Saint.
No. Now the flash is back up, so DXBS is much more threatening. Saint is just hoping for that lucky, like, E. Oh, the hook from Matsuro, though. Couple of cues. Oh, that was actually a really neat angle for the Zeri to go. And now Ray Bay in a little bit of trouble. Gets uh, the Dark Passage out. Dilly just trying to kite out. Scrams finishes off the Dragon after popping Paranoia, but doesn't actually fly in with it. Meanwhile, Oath in mid lane scrapping with Old Man Genetics. Saint is still fine in top lane? Question mark? DXBS just has to be looking for an angle for a bowling ball. Oh, didn't quite find it there. How's he so low? Did we miss an
It's
attempted dive?
almost.
I I hate this so much. I
I
like as you and I have played our fair share of top lane, but we're both the type that'll just take the loss, go back to tower, and just
Yeah, it's gonna be a quarter of
it's
a
fine.
level
We
in one
scale,
wave,
but
you know? Yeah.
Saint is not that, and neither are most of the top laners in ROTM. To be fair, uh, they very much are carries live on the edge. Oath not quite able to find it. The gank from Oath, the ignite is enough to trade it out. So somebody other than a top laner got kill credit or assist credit in this video game. So that happened, but unfortunately, Saint falls again.
Hey, you know what? That that's still technically trading up for Harvest because you get kill plus assist gold for just kill gold. So plus the wave
Yeah,
was crashing.
it's still DXBS continues to accelerate and Saint continues to decelerate basically in terms of gold totals. He's got his Tiamat, which helps him wave clear but doesn't really give combat stats. So I don't know that
I'm
he's in a
trying to
better position now. Charm from Oath. That's a lot of
try
damage actually.
trying to go glass half full on that situation.
Yep. Flay back in. Dilly has ult. Now throwing it out. He gets the execute. That's a huge cash in. How much gold was that? I didn't see because now I can't see anything because paranoia is happening. His Scrams is into the mid lane. Old Man Genetics low. The flash, the autos. The auto from Oath is enough to finish that one off. But in comes Black Eyed Peas with the Cyclone to try to equalize the kills. Oath trying to kite out just doesn't quite have the damage. And it's a double kill for the Black Eyed Peas.
582 gold cash in, so that was a big one.
That's the total kill count or just the passive? That's got to be total kill count.
Oh,
But
that's the cash in. That's literally just his passive. So that
oh,
was an 800 gold kill for him.
so Draven Strong, you can see in the items, he has an Essence Reaver and a Serrated Dirk, compared to the Noon Quiver Vamp Scepter, and I don't feel like Bam has played particularly poorly this game. What a
Not,
champion!
I mean, that's Draven, right?
Yeah,
You either gloriously snowball or you end up being a slightly more intimidating cannon minion because you just fell behind. So
Matsuro gonna go for the Flay. Oath is here just to try to get that last little bit of damage down, and eventually Old Man Genetic should die. There it is. Matsuro with a well-timed whip in there for the last little chunk, and Oath is 3-1. I don't want to say quietly, but he is 3-1 now off of the last couple of plays.
yeah, luck. Fortunately for, I won't say luckily, they've created their own leads in a lot of ways, but fortunately for Harvest, um, where Saint seems to be struggling a little bit, the bot and mid lanes are kind of picking it up and doing what they need to do. The big thing is can Scrams come online because they're gonna need him to be the backline threat realistically. Um, both teams are going to want to run at each other, and you really want to stop that Vagar. So it's going to be kind of on the Nocturne since he has the easiest access. But we shall see if he can bounce back.
Hook from Matsuro. Not quite able to find the Whirling Death. Still enough damage comes through. Matsuro takes the first kill, but the Yumi will eventually fall, and that one does go to the Draven. So another cash out. And yeah, 2 kills. Unfortunately, Oath got shut down in the mid lane, it looks like, by Old Man Genetics. So a lot of gold going into the pocket of the Veigar. They're going to go ahead and drop Shelly down on the bottom side for a little bit of extra gold. DXBS, he has the Lilting Lullaby up in the top lane. Chunks through Saint, but not completely out. And he's still just sticking around at like 400, 500 health.
Yeah, I generally, unless I have my jungler like hovering right over my shoulder as a top. Whoa, whoa! I don't know why you would go forward after you just got hit by bowling ball, but I was gonna say I generally look at my health bar and go, "Am I within one combo of dying? If yes, go to base." You know, like.
Yeah,
But
there's maybe some exceptions. For me, at least, like, I'm playing Camille, I'm playing Akali, where I feel like, oh yeah, I can actually outplay this. But on Urgot, I don't know that the outplay potential is really there in that situation. Um, Dragon goes over. So Dilly got kind of chunked on that dive, and that means that the Dragon will go over to uh, CEG as a result. So we're 7-7, but it's about a 3,000 gold lead for Harvest. But it's
I think
all
I,
Dilly and Matsuro.
I was gonna say I think you're okay with where your gold lead is though. Draven does have the 1v9 potential as a champion just because of how hard he snowballs. So, if Harvest can play through the Draven and play through Dilly, as we see him getting ganked.
Yeah, this is unfortunately probably going to be the experience for Dilly. The Lightning Crash finishes him off from Bam, and that's a big shutdown in the pockets of Zeri. Saint, meanwhile, looking for some help up in the top lane from Scrams. Lilting Lullaby used. It's going to sleep Saint, but he's fine. DXBS is just... I don't want to say he's ungankable, because there is a world where that works out. Dive underneath the mid lane tower. Old Man Genetics goes down, and the flash away from Matsuro is there. Scram's now on the regank, looking for DXBS, just trying to get the fear back toward his Urgot, but it feels like Scrams is spending a lot of time trying to bail out his Urgot, who's just dodges the bowling ball.
Yeah, Saint finds himself in a difficult situation in this game, being up against a 4-2 Lilia. I know from experience that that champion can feel like you don't even get to have counterplay when she gets rolling, so it is frustrating, but hopefully he kind of adapts his gameplay and can stem the bleeding a little bit, understanding that he's behind and he doesn't really get to fight her because she can pick and choose when she wants to fight now, thanks to her passive.
Yeah, I kind of wish that there was a little more magic, because like I know how strong Titanic Hydra is on Saint. I just feel like maybe you need a Hex Drinker, maybe you need a Force. Like, I guess we're early on for itemization nitpicks, but I don't know. Feels like there should be a little more investment into the MR as fed as the Lilia is. And look at DXBS. He's got his burn item, and now he's gonna go Warden's Mail, because why not?
Yeah, I think maybe the thought process for Saint is that he can't fight her, so maybe you take the Titanic Hydra and try to hard shove out waves and just try and...
Oh, Oath got very outplayed there. Old Man
Yeah.
Genetics hit the R button, and Oath died.
But maybe the thought process is to not fight her anymore and just fast clear the waves with your W, your perma W, and your Titanic Hydra. But
Looks like maybe fight instead. We're fighting.
yeah, when you're...
Oh, the ult. I don't know that matters in the grand scheme of things. Matsuro's here just to collapse. It's a 2v2, but Matsuro doesn't bring quite as much as Black Eyed Peas does. And now they're kiting out the Wukong. That's actually a lot of damage coming through on the Wukong. The Ignite burning him down, but Saint can't really get in. The Flash Flay from Matsuro. He gets the hook. Where's the damage? It's just not there, and it's a double kill for DXBS.
Oh,
The misery.
the misery. That was close. And it's unfortunate that Matsuro used his lantern to check for vision there because he didn't have it to pull Saint in to kill the Wukong and then maybe look for a
Oh,
flay and peel
Dilly.
exit.
Dilly looking for the Wukong now. Has him in execute range. Scram's just walking on forward. Bam gonna zip out. Now they're getting onto Old Man Genetics. Over the wall goes Oath looking for Bam, looking for Vandrel. But the Zeri Yumi is just too tanky. Dilly can't quite find the execute. And DXBS is here to get the shutdown. And he's on a killing spree, just continuing to roll over this game. This has turned into the DXBS show.
Yeah, it's really gonna come down to at this point you gotta work on either avoiding DXBS or blowing DXBS up first while peeling for your Draven, but uh, it's gonna be tough. I know Lilia can really change the way a game is played for a team if she gets ahead for the opposing team.
Well, Dragon gonna go down. Second one of the game for CEG, and they have a gold lead. It's only 200, but they have one.
Fortunately for Harvest, since they got the first dragon, it is going to delay Stole till about 30 minutes, giving them time to maybe claw their way back into this game. But it's looking tough. I'd say that the bright spot for Harvest is that your mid and bot lane kind of are ahead of their counterparts. At some point, though, like the Yumi Zeri combo, just as a champion, just is going to meet or exceed the Draven in raw damage output. So they're kind of on a time clock, I would say. Harvest is, and unfortunately, being down when you're already on a time clock is not a place that you want to find yourself in. So they're going to have to get creative to generate some picks and work themselves back into this game.
Yeah, I really want to see Scrams get more involved on the rest of the map. It feels like he spent a lot of time trying to salvage the Urgot lane instead of getting other people ahead. And that's where he's fallen into the trap where he's died a couple of times. This is something I like, though. They're trying to collapse with Oath, look for Old Man Genetics, and a lot of damage from Oath will eventually finish him off. That was clean as you like. No one really lost any health. You used both ults. That's perfect. Textbook. Very nicely done.
We'll say we've spent a lot of time talking about the misery that is DXBS for Harvest, but one thing I want to like point out, like I always enjoy pointing out things that players are doing well on
Oh, the
either.
hook, though, gonna land onto Bam. He's got the zip over the wall. Is the damage actually enough from ROTM? The hook, the Draven ult, none of it quite tags him. Now DXBS walking in. This is very dangerous for ROTM if Lilia can play it well. Goes in with the bop and takes down Oath. Hook lands from Matsuro, but now with Zeri on him, he's basically invincible. Double kill for the Lilia and the Zeri. Oh no, it's a triple kill after the burn. Meanwhile, Dilly in mid gonna get collapsed on. It's just Saint that's free to push. Dilly will eventually die to Primordial Burst, and CEG find 4 kills.
Well, I was gonna say something about the one thing I saw that was encouraging this game for the early game is that once Dilly and Matsuro got a lead, I really enjoyed watching Matsuro kind of spread that lead to the rest of the map. He went and helped Oath out and snowball him, and then he also tried to go help Paint, but now CEG are just DXBS is just spreading his lead through the rest of the map and doing it at a far more efficient rate than Matsuro was. So
Yeah, it's hard. There's only so much you can do as a Thresh. But
Right.
Baron gonna go over to CEG. They have now a 1,500 gold lead, which, as we've highlighted, it doesn't feel. Well, it's not that much in terms of gold, but the way it feels in the game and the way these fights have been going, it seems really rough for Rodham to try to come back.
Yeah, because the spots where Rodham does have a gold lead, it's not as impactful as the gold lead that DXBS has over Saint. So, I mean, you're talking about an Ari who might have a slight gold lead over Vagar now, like very slight, and like uh, a
Ulti the
small
top lane,
gold.
they're looking for the shutdown on the Lilia. She's worth 1,000 gold if they're able to secure her. And uh, big lilting lullaby, Oath able to dodge out of the queue. The watch out Eve not doing it, and the shutdown goes to Scrams. So the Nocturne now a little bit more dangerous, and it passes his top laner in terms of total gold. Saint gonna walk in. He's gonna get stunned by that cage, but still continuing the fight. Bam eventually finishes off Oath. Saint looking for a little bit more, hits the blast cone, but the counter flash is there from Old Man Genetics. And CEG find a kill. They find mid lane, but the overall shutdown, the overall gold flow goes back in favor of ROTM for that little play.
Yeah, and I think you know probably getting it on the Nocturne is probably ideal right there. Just so it gets him back in the game somewhat as well. Uh, as much as you want your carries to be gold fed and doing a lot of damage, um, kind of having more threats that they have to worry about is probably the bigger deal at this point.
Yeah,
So
Dragon
Luke,
does go down, so it's soul point now for CEG, and here we go. The paranoia coming back out. A little dash over the wall, though, from Bam will get him away.
I'm not even gonna comment about how I hate Riot's decision to make AD carries more mobile, but
Black Eyed Peas still continuing this fight. The teleport comes in over the side. The bowling ball does hit Matsuro, so they'll find the kill onto the Thresh. Oath is stuck in the baby cage and immediately taken down. The primordial burst from Old Man Genetics secures a double kill. Saint a little bit late to the party now, trying to rejoin Scrams. Gets taken down under the tower, and now Saint is left just trying to defend, crying underneath the tower while they dive him. It's a triple kill for Old Man Genetics, and CEG running through, now finally have themselves a significant gold lead as they tear through the base.
so we've both in our careers been in this position. Are you already trying to? Are you trying to salvage what's left of this game and see how you can maybe find your win condition? Or are you already kind of talking next game if you're Harvest?
You always try to win the game that you're in. I don't know that you can ever fully check out of it, but at a certain point, you're trying to. You might speed it up a little bit. You look for a little optimistic engage. If it works out and you look like a genius, that's great. But if it doesn't work out and the game ends, that's also fine. You just take that chance, and we'll see if Scrams hits the button at some point to do the initiation. But it looks like he's gonna look for a gank in the or a gank, a kill in the bottom lane. But he just doesn't have vision of the Vagar to fly in. So now
Yeah,
they lose more.
with that time clock aspect that we were talking about with the scaling on CEG side, I mean, you almost have to put the game on a coin flip at this point because you're not going to have enough small windows for comebacks because of the way that this game is going and the way that CEG scales. And so like you can't make the small incremental plays. At some point you're going to coin flip a soul fight or coin flip a baron or something like that, and you're going to live or die with the results off of that one. So
Well, 2 minutes until they coin flip for a soul fight, or 120 before the Baron spawns. I don't think that that'll be as big a priority, more than likely, um, but probably pretty quiet until then. Kind of take a look at some of these item checkpoints. Nothing really standing out, but DXBS very far ahead, just getting the last couple of components for his build, but has the Oblivion Orb to cut some of the healing, and headed for probably a Force of Nature, you would imagine, or it could be a Dead Man's Plate, I guess, if he just wants a little more armor and move speed.
I would honestly just itemize in the Dead Man's Plate. I mean, sure they have an Ari, but I mean he has Everfrost and not Luden, so I don't think you're really worried about getting bursted by the Ari. So
Yeah, and here is Exhibit 1 of what you mentioned there. I don't know how that developed, but that doesn't go well for Saint, and this whole thing doesn't go particularly well for Rodham. Dilly is just farming mid lane right now, and we're looks like tilt mode engaged just a little bit for Harvest here.
the thing is, like, that's the downside of the Draven pick, right? Is he's not the mobile AD carry, and so if there are members that can go forward, the Lily and the Wukong get ahead, then his life's just hell, right? So, and that's kind of what we've been seeing. They got an early lead, but then he couldn't, unfortunately, wasn't able to capitalize off his lead very well because of the fact that the places where CEG got their lead kind of counters what
Oh,
he.
that cage actually locks up Dilly for just a second, and Oath and Dilly trying to hold serve on the base. Saint is in, but oh, Scrams gets an assassination on the backside. They're maybe going to be able to defend the base this time. But it's a double kill for the Zeri. They're continuing to just live thanks to this Yumi. And CEG somehow cloud ahead. The melee Zeri picks up the quadra kill for BAM. And CEG will equalize the series.
Yeah, I mean, that fight started the exact way that Harvest wanted it to go. Scrams was able to assassinate the XBS like right off the flip, but the gold lead was too big by that point, and DEG just walked it in and finished with the Zeri because the lead that DXBS was able to transfer and spread to the rest of his team got Zeri ahead, and even before that fight, she was 3-2-11, had a lot of passive gold from the assists and farms, so scaling kind of overtook the Harvest side after DXBS accelerated the game. So
All right, well, let's go check in uh, on Dread as they're into their game. Finally, mercifully, potentially. I don't. I think they're on blue side. Yeah. I don't even remember. This draft was a full hour and a half ago. Well, I'm in. Let me know when you get in.
I don't have anybody on Dread added, and I don't see you to piggyback off your spectate. So
I don't know that that's allowed. I'll put a message in their Discord. I don't know that one of them will see it, but
they're mid
you'll probably have
game.
to do OPGG or
Listen, I'm color commentator, so I can watch it a few seconds delayed.
okay.
Worst case scenario, I can watch it a few seconds delayed and talk about what just happened. I don't need to see the play-by-play. So
All right. Well, it's 3-1 in favor of. I have everything flipped. Oh my god, everything is terrible. Hold on. I was so confident in the load screen which side they were on, and then it was wrong. Okay, there we go. Now that's the scoreboard is correct, and we're big vibing. 3-1 in favor of Dread, but the gold lead very slightly in favor of Team Ambition Talent. Bing Bong has 2 kills on the Nasus and a Hullbreaker, so you can very clearly see his game plan to not participate in the game plan. There's an Arrow
right,
Pox and an Arrow X Cross in this game, or X Cross? Arrow Cross. Arrow.
I'm gonna go across.
Just Arrow Cross?
Yeah, I'm gonna go across.
All right.
Cross versus Pox.
Cross versus Pox. Rift Herald gonna just get a couple of turret plates. Actually, no turret plates. It's after 14 minutes, so not not the most worthwhile expenditure there from Neptune Rises.
Well, I'm already disappointed that this game is not nearly as bloody as either of the first two that we saw from Harvest.
Yeah, this is gonna be a different speed. I have a feeling. Do you think it's Fife? I think it's Fife for Team Ambition talent. Just
Either, yeah, it's not fifth, is it?
it might be fifth. Oh, the Narsho into the turret, but Bing Bong has lifesteal because that's his passive. His Nasus has 15% lifesteal. Um,
Bing Bong
I
is big chillin' up here on this Nasus. If you
so
get a
as
lead on Nasus, it feels good.
so as much as I hate Seraphine and Senna, Nasus is the character that I think is the biggest mistake in League of Legends. Oh my god. Bing Bong just demonstrating he bought a Sheen and he's just the most powerful man in the entire game. There we go. Plus 12.
Yeah, Bing Bong with his itemization said your Gnar will not get to play the game if you leave him by himself, and you guys are gonna come fight me. I'm not taking time out of my day to walk around and
Alice
find
has to
you
be
guys.
careful here. Cross and Animantis. Gonna, well, not gonna look for anything, but they looked like they were looking for something. This is a very different speed. Have to readjust to our LCK gameplay after after our
Yeah,
LPL series.
uh,
Smitty does get
kind
the
of
interrupt
surprising.
onto Cross, so Atlas, it's just a little trade. All right. Sorry, what are you surprised about?
I was actually surprised. You mentioned that Arrow Cross and Animantis were meeting Atlas in the bot lane, and kind of surprised Arrow didn't send Solar Flare right there when they first got back to lane and let Animantis use Rocket Jump to see if they could burst down Atlas. I know Smitty was right in the area, but they would have got a real head start in that 2v2 if
Yeah,
they would have just gone for it.
Atlas has dash and flash though, so I think it's very hard to lock him down with like a naked solar flare. You kind of have to do something like this that puts a lot more pressure on him. Now that Smitty is able to get one to trade back, but Neptune Rises eventually eviscerates Atlas through the exhaust. So 1 for 1 on that bottom lane dive. But the kill goes to Smitty and Neptune Rises, so ultimately going to benefit Tat just a little bit more.
Yeah, and also you lose your AD carry who needs to be farming versus your support who's more of your playmaker and doesn't need the same level of farm and gold. So
Stack check. Bing Bong's at 441 after smashing that melee minion.
wow.
He's got a couple.
I tell you what, the game overall may not be at a blistering pace, but his stat count is. So the fact that he is going to possibly clock in 600 stacks at 20 minutes is very encouraging if you're on the side of Dread here.
Yeah, Smitty and Gid just trying to duo up this dragon. They get spotted by Aerocross, but Aeropox is there to make an admin situation, and Bing Bong is just getting massaged while he farms up in the top lane, it looks like.
Yeah, Frozen Heart,
Oh
man.
no,
It's
he was trying to ward. Oh no, I've done that so many times. I feel for Gid. He picked up the Eye of the Herald and then immediately tried to ward the pit, and yeah.
it
Or
happens.
sweep the pit, whichever. Anyway, Narsho into the wall. They're locking up Gid. He's got his ult for the health, and he gets over the wall. He's fine. Okay, I didn't know if he intentionally clicked on the hex portal, but he's out. So
And they did get the crash with the Herald, even if he wasn't his intention to summon it right there. So not a total loss. It wasn't wasted. They did get the crash.
oh, Atlas walks into melee range of the Cassiopeia. Had no way of knowing he was still in that bush, and Thunder McBusters finds a isolated kill on the bottom side.
Yeah. Unfortunate for Atlas. That's one of those ones where kind of just gift wrapped yourself for the enemy. And I mean, while it was technically a misplay because you face checked the bush resolution, there's not a whole lot of different you could have done except maybe because he wanted to know if he was safe to farm there, but unfortunately
He
he
wasn't.
found out the hard way. Yeah.
Yeah. Dragon gonna be started. Well, never mind. It's still 15 seconds before we see a dragon. Who's oh-ohing in my chat? That's illegal. Um, we find people for less than that. Fifth or Fife? I kind of like fifth, honestly. Trying to cut out Bing Bong, but he's got Flash and Siphoning Strike, so that didn't go well. Another plus 12. Gid trying to find his way in. Doesn't have ult to join. The Dragon went down to 2. 1 kill already for Atlas. They're trying to cut back away. Gid very low. Does eventually burn down, but the culling eventually tears through the Leona. Big knockup from Smitty, although he'll get traded out. Thunder McBusters gets his ult back up, and now the grounding just really hindering Atlas. The couple of autos eventually follow through from Aeropox for the double kill on the Lux. Meanwhile, Bing Bong is on the doorstep. The Bing Bong is the doorbell that he's hitting on the... I don't know where I'm going with that. He's going to kill the inhibitor at 2050.
Yeah. With the lead that Bing Bong has, I I don't know if this game is in anyone's control except for, I mean, I guess it's Rodham's control. Like TAT doesn't really have control of this game. It's up to Rodham to lose than TAT to get a chance to win with where this Nasus is in this game already. Because I imagine they're just gonna flip him to the other side of the map and say, "Hey, buddy, go do the same thing," and then they don't really have an answer for him cleanly. It's probably gonna take at least
Well,
your Cassiopeia
it's gonna
at this
take
point.
multiple guys probably. And at the point that you send multiple guys down there, you only have one teleport on the Gnar, which means that theoretically you should be able just to secure Baron. Like, this is a very, very advantageous position for Dread to be in. We'll see if they play it out correctly, but um, it's it should be very easy to see how to play out this game for ROTM, and very hard to see how the game plays out positively for TAT, unless they can just start chaining picks onto Bing Bong. Somehow, during the time since he's killed 5th, his bounty has gone down 50 gold. He was at 200, and now it's 150. Bing Bong is just gonna walk up and kill the tower. Yeah, here's what I'm talking about. You send 2 people down here, and then immediately ROTM should go on to the Baron. There's nothing stopping this.
Well, if I were TAT, the way I'd answer Bing Bong right now is I feel like Cassiopeia. If Thunder is a confident Cassiopeia player, that's not difficult, or I mean, that's not easy for a Nasus to navigate because of her ability to kite with her Q and her miasma and like the sustained damage that she can do back to Nasus. It's not easy for Nasus to just walk over her like it would be a Gnar. So, I think you've got to commit your Cassiopeia to stopping Bing Bong or at least slowing him down.
Smitty had a little DC, I guess, so it looked like a pretty immediate resume, so I'm not going to flip over to another screen, but we're paused for the time being. Um, yeah, there we go, and the restart.
Triss could potentially handle the Nasus once she gets an IE, but she's still an item and a half away from that being a realistic possibility. So at least the next probably 10 minutes or so are firmly in ROTM's control,
Yeah, it feels
just
like
because of the lead Bing Bong has.
RTM should theoretically try to close out the game in that time frame. They just need to connect some of the dots, and the big one right now is going to be, I guess the issue right now for RTM is does Bing Bong actually out 1v1 Thunder McBusters? That's an
And this is
important
what I'm
hinge
talking.
point. If he wins the 1v1 right now, then there's nothing that TAT can do about defending Baron or defending the other half of their map. If he doesn't win the 1v1 or it goes relatively even, then all of a sudden you have the opportunity to stall out the Nasus for a while and look for a play on the other side of the map like they just kind of did with Aerocross, not quite able to find that. But Fifth is here. He's about to go Mega. This will be a lot of crowd control if they can get it. Atlas is finally into the backline, but Gid is got popped the wrong direction, so it's a double kill for Neptune Rises. Meanwhile, we're getting the answer in the bottom lane. Bing Bong wins. He doesn't have any minions immediately, so this will be a little bit longer of a reset. And Baron going to be started up now for Team Ambition Talent. Gid is in. He still has his ult. Atlas finishes off one. Now jumps on in. Neptune Rises. They have the Buster Shot back out, but Atlas is winning the AD carry 1v1 because Baron is helping him out. And now it's Atlas v Neptune Rises and Bing Bong versus Fifth.
We came
There's
into this
also
game and it was.
Sorry, there's super minions just streaming into the base on the top side, so that makes it a little bit more difficult for Team Ambition Talent to navigate. Bing Bong just gonna take the inhibitor right in front of Fifth and walk away. Why not? You know?
Yeah. I mean, you kill a tower faster than he kills you, so why PvP when you can just PvE, you know?
Yeah.
I was gonna make a
Dragon...
comment
Sorry,
about how we came into this game and it was like 3-1 and it was really slow at 14 minutes and then like all of a sudden Bing Bong has broken the game wide open and pressured TAT to start being more proactive on the map and looking for fights and things like that to try and get themselves a win condition, since obviously Nessus is.
Nessus might be a little bit caught here, trying to 1v3. The group from Rodham is an interesting idea. Smitty goes ahead and gets the quickening, but a huge Moonfall. Not quite able to find a huge amount of targets, and Atlas is relatively untouched on the backside. Gid is low, does die to the explosive shot. Bing Bong is just running through the rest of the team. There's two. Bop, bop. There's three. And a Mantis is not quite going to be forward just yet. Does he have it? The flash. There it is. It's a quadra kill for Bing Bong. And the pentakill is running away to mid lane. He's not going to be able to get that one. But Nasus Gaming?
And
Oh,
yeah,
Aeropox. Oh, just not quite. The tenacity, the Merc Treads are actually enough on Fifth to make sure he doesn't die immediately to the Lux combo. But Bing Bong going to return and just take down these two inhibitors. Dragon going to be opened up for ROTM in the meantime. And he wins this fight. He doesn't win the third one, so he can't really overstay. I like where his head's at, but we'll see. He's going to have to choose what he wants to do here, and it's, yeah. He'll eventually die, and this is actually a huge shutdown now. That's 1,000 gold going to Neptune Rises, who is already the strongest person on TAT.
yeah. I just don't know if it matters, to be honest. At this point, you're just like, all right, group is 5, go make like.
Smitty gonna get caught a little bit here. A little bit of damage from Aeropox, not too much though. And Smitty eventually has the battle or the grand entrance away. I don't know what kind of entrance it is. It's some sort of entrance. It's grand, right? Galio's heroic. Culling on through the Baron, 2,000, 1,000 health, good smite from Neptune Rises. And the Baron goes the way of Team Ambition Talent against the run of play because they were able to get that pick on Bing Bong. And now they have the ability to maybe stall the game for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, theoretically, even with the increased combat stats, like,
That was kind of
Uh,
sad. Like, that was a full Lux combo, and it barely did half of Thunder McBuster's health.
to be fair, Thunder McBuster does have a lot of health through items. He does have the Rylai's and the Seraphines, so it's a decent chunk of health that a mid laner.
Yeah, it means that Aeropox probably can't one combo anyone, which is a little sad, but we'll see. Maybe another item or two. I feel better
Eros,
about it. Fifth is fine. Bing Bong a little scared of these Baron minions, I guess, which is kind of understandable. Just means that the game's gonna go longer.
Arrow's kind of stuck on. He's really wanting that Shadow Flame completion, or I guess he's no, that's not Shadow Flame. That's Event Horizon. So that should be a decent power spike, and his combo should hurt a little bit more once he gets
Oh,
that.
the double. I guess it was just a dash from Atlas, but the flash from Aeropox gets them out of the Moonfall. Now with Gid and Smitty orbiting, they're going to set up this midwave. Baron still is a thing for a long while for Team Ambition. It's about 2/3 up, so still about a third to go. That means it's about a minute left on it.
But all it really did was just stall.
That
You
might
see
be all
that
you need. Like, look at the gold count right now. It's not wild. Like, they can win a 5v5. They just have lost a lot of structures. So the big issue is you make one mistake and the game's over. While Rodham can make a couple of mistakes and their base will still probably be intact, unless it's just, they get 5 for 0 aced with the minions pushing. But
how do you navigate a team fight if Nasus decides to show up? Like that's the big thing on my mind. Do you try to blow Nasus up first, and because even now he's got force of nature, so even Cass is gonna have a hard time chewing through. It's just because you either have to kill the Nasus first because he is such a huge threat, but then you get your Lucian basically free firing the entire time. I don't know. It's just
yeah,
they're in a
on
tough position. Team Ambition.
on the bright side for Team Ambition, he doesn't get that much stronger. He's about to finish up his last item, which will be Dead Man's Plate, it looks like. And then he's 6 items, and that's all the items you get.
Yeah, I mean, he could convert his Hull Breaker to a more team fight oriented item, given how many structures don't remain in the game. I know
Teleported
it
from
still gives you.
5th, he's got Mega right now, so it's going to run out unless he uses it immediately upon entering. And it doesn't look like he's going to find the Mega angle. Oh, maybe he does. He tosses Aeropox into the wall. Fight is going to break out, but Bing Bong was hiding in the bush, maybe looking for a little pick. Gid is into the backline looking for it. Smitty with a huge combo. Damage coming down over the top, but it just isn't critical. They finally take down the Leona. Now Bing Bong looking for more. It's a huge petrifying gaze to try to turn it back around. Thunder McBuster's low. Bing Bong gets taken really low. It's a great stopwatch from Neptune Rises. He dies eventually, but the shutdown does go to Atlas. He'll fall, though. It's a triple kill for Thunder McBusters, and it's Aeropox and Gid trying to finish off the fight, and Aeropox is segmented away. Thunder McBusters just has the DPS. It's a quadra kill for the Cassiopeia.
Oh, that was that first mistake that you're talking about. It's gonna give them breathing room, but again, they're not even gonna get to the inhib line. They're taking the dragon to put them on soul point, and then they're probably resetting to go clean up top lane, and the minions pushing into their base. So, um, signs of life for Ambition. Definitely not completely out of the game yet, but we saw how they need to play out the fight. So you got to let your two high DPS champions, um, Cassiopeia and Tristana, have room to breathe in the fights, even if that means sacrificing your own health bar as the Gnar, the Leona, and the Diana. So.
Well, it's only a 300 gold lead right now for ROTM. But you still see the lane discrepancies, but they start to get less and less and matter less and less as you go on. It's really a Cassiopeia versus Nasus angle. Those are the two champions I think you really have to watch, with special appearances by Diana and Lucian.
Agreed. I don't know if he just doesn't have enough gold yet because he did like complete. He has 6 items now. He completed his Randuins, so I don't know if he didn't have enough gold to convert that Hull Breaker, but I would like to see Bing Bong go ahead and convert that when he gets more gold. Now that there's not that many structures left on the map to take, find something that isn't just a
This is
stat
a
stick.
1v2 that's happening. It's actually much more important than I'm making it sound. It's a 1v4, actually. It's a 1v5. This should be Baron for ROTM if they play it correctly. He bought a lot of time, and just now they're starting to get onto the Baron. They need to rush it down as quickly as possible. This is getting dangerous. This is not going down particularly fast. 8,000, 7,000. Okay, they're going to have to give it up. They can't quite get there in time, it looks like. Maybe I'm wrong. 2001. Smite is secured, and they have enough to get over the back of the pit. Oh, they have enough to get over the back of the pit. They did have to burn the Stormbringer, but Baron for the 4 members of our OTM that are not NASA's.
So the 4 people that would like extra push power have it, and then you have Nasus, who really doesn't need extra push power. So prime positioning for RTM after that Baron. Way to capitalize off the pressure that
Yeah,
Nasus
calling
drew.
from Final Spark, just trying to clear through the wave, but Gid dies underneath the tower. Aerocross does as well. I still would rather have Gid up than Aerocross, but oh, the binding from Aeropox, just there's not enough follow-up damage. But now with the Baron minions, you've reset. You have Bing Bong on the map, zipping through the Hex Gate. Now what can ROTM get accomplished with this Baron buff? This is quite a game. Very even. Aeropox trying to interrupt a recall. Does interrupt one, it looks like. He interrupts Animantis. And Bing Bong is just running it down mid. Now he's headed to top lane. Doesn't seem like he has a clear idea of where home is. Walking to top
So
now.
the issues that ROTM needs to correct so far in the last few minutes, they have the right
Bing
idea.
Bong got the interrupt. He should be able to get this kill unless Neptune Rises has a jungle camp up. Doesn't look like he does. Yeah, that's a dead Diana. Now he's got to get away from the rest of the squad. Yeah, this is everyone else. Bing Bong gets stunned up by the solar flare. They'll eventually chunk through him. He shouldn't be able to get return kills. How much time can he buy is maybe the more interesting question. Because now RTM setting up some minion waves in mid and bottom. Eventually Thunder McBusters finishes them off. And now teleport into the mid lane from 5th. Should mean that Aeropox and Smitty can't continue pushing here. But Gid and Atlas are down on the bottom side. They should be able to get the inhibitor. Aeropox good flash by 5th. He'll get bound up, but now Smitty is here. Oh, just dashes on through. 5th is going for it, and he does find the kill onto Aeropox. Atlas trying to cull on through, does finish off Animantis, but Thunder McBusters is here. The burn is just enough. Gid trying to chase down the snake, but she's very fast with the ghosting on, has the grounding. Gid has no more gap closers available, has his smite just for the slow, but it doesn't matter as he'll get shut down. Thunder McBusters is legendary, and now they have no more Baron buffs. Smitty still has his. That's a lie, but there's not much time on it, and there's 12 seconds to go before a Hex Tech Dragon spawn.
Yeah, that's it's about worst possible outcome you could hope for Dread here. You can tell that they have the correct initial thought with what they're trying to do. You draw pressure from Nasus, you take stuff on the other side of the map because of the pressure that he's creating. The problem that they're running into is they're not exactly setting up their pushes to be equal. So what's happening is they're going to pick off the Nasus, and then Dread is getting very little while they're doing that, and they're able to like rotate back because of the short trip from base to their inhibitor towers, and they're punishing the lack of coordination that Dread is displaying right now. It's the right idea. They just need to be a little bit more polished in setting it up, and it'll be way more fruitful for them.
Bing Bong is at 1,029 stacks currently. He's
I
gotten a
mean,
couple since then, but yeah, just a couple.
at the rate that this is going, if Bing Bong just gets to, 1,500 stacks, it really just won't matter anyway, because he'll just one-shot everybody. He still hasn't moved off Hullbreaker, which is probably itemization-wise my biggest critique for Dread right now is the the benefits of Hullbreaker at this point in the game. It's more of a mid-game item or a tempo item in my opinion. I don't think you sit on it when you're full build.
Flash, or I guess that wasn't a flash from Big Mom? Was I not paying enough attention? I don't know. Gid is going for it in the mid lane, looking for Neptune Rises, but he is just getting chunked through by Animantis. Atlas softens up the rest of the squad, and ROTM looking for an answer right now. They have Nasus up in the top lane once again. Smitty, Atlas, Aeropox, and Gid set up. Gid's headed back to his jungle. It just feels like the longer this goes, the more Tristan and Cassiopeia take over compared to your Nasus Lucian.
Yeah, I mean, Nasus has the infinite scaling, but they have two champions that can carry champions that can relatively easily deal with Nasus, with Tristana having Rocket Jump and Buster Shot, and then Cassiopeia being able to kite with her Q and her Miasma. So I don't like slowing the pace down. Again, they might be kind of snake bitten, for lack of a better word, for the way that their split push scenario has played out the last couple times they've tried it, but um, they do have pressure in the bot lane thanks to cracking open that inhib, and we'll see what they can get done. They really need to go ahead and just crack that. I'm saying crack a lot. They need to open up mid lane and get that inhibitor turret down so that pretty much all three lanes are able to be crack. I hate that word. I'm not using it anymore. They're able to be uh, utilized for the pressure through the super minions by popping those inhibitors open, and so I think that mid inhibitor is the thorn. Mid inhib turret is the thorn in the side of
Oh,
ROTM
Gid
Harvest
might be
right now.
caught here. A lot of damage coming on through. They don't burn any ults. It's just the solar flare from Aerocross that's going to be missing now for the next couple of seconds. Gid even going to heal back up pretty immediately. ROTM looking for the Baron. It should melt very fast with the Nasus here. Teleport from 5th. They're looking for the engage. The engage from Aerocross. They get the knockup. This is just a nonsense fight that's happening. Atlas in the backside, just getting a lot of damage down. Bing Bong, still relatively healthy. Walks on through, has the Gargoyle Stone Plate. But now into the backline goes the Diana. They tear through, they get one. But Atlas and Bing Bong are still alive. Thunder McBuster is still relatively untouched on the other side, though. Atlas finishes that one off. Thunder McBusters is the last one left. A triple kill for Atlas. And Thunder McBusters is just zipping through the blue side jungle. Bing Bong trying to grab the minions in the mid wave to be able to crash them on in because there's no obvious push right now for ROTM. Atlas will heal back up, but Gid won't particularly fast. And now in come the minions with Bing Bong into the mid wave. Is this an end? Can they end right now? There's 35 seconds. Bing Bong does 1 billion damage to towers once they finally don't have the backdoor protection. But it is the Cassiopeia left. Can they get the snake down? Petrifying Gaze is turned by Atlas. He gets another auto. It's a shutdown for the Lucian, but he's the last one left alive. It's a double kill for Thunder McBusters. And now Arrow crosses up. Atlas can't really stay around, and the game is going to continue.
Well, they at least opened up all three inhibitors for the taking, and this is really good play by Atlas to understand that Thunder would probably want to use the Petrifying Gaze there to make a play happen in that situation, and he turns it and able to go ahead and pick off Cassiopeia. So really heads up play by Atlas right there, reading the situation, understanding what Cassiopeia would probably want to do right there. But now we have Elder Dragon spawning, and for the most part, Team Ambition is going to be
Well,
the
Gid and
ones.
Bing Bong won't be on the map. That's the biggest issue right now facing Dread. This Elder shouldn't be contestable for them because there's Bing Bong, there's Gid finally respawned, and there's the Elder Dragon. Like it's 4v3 right now in this pit. Atlas, Smitty, and Aeropox looking for the engage. Smitty is into the backline, but Atlas is shut down. The Dragon goes over to Team Ambition Talent. Aeropox gets flipped into the wall. The burn damage will be enough to take him down, and TAT have found the fight that they potentially need to win the game. They still all five have, or I guess four of the five, because maybe Thunder McWester's, no, he does have it. So they all have Elder Dragon. Bing Bong and Gid, the last two left alive to try to defend. Oh, Bing Bong.
Nope.
Just look at that one auto, how it burns through Bing Bong. I don't know that they can defend. There's 18 seconds before Smitty's up. Atlas is up in 22. Inhibitor tower's down. They have the minions walking on in. There's no way to cut them. There's no way to stop this right now for RTM. And even if you do, they have the Elder buff, and now Bing Bong is dead. He's executed. Gid trying the last-ditch effort, but it's not going to be enough. And Team Ambition Talent have somehow outlasted Dread in Game 1.
Really impressive effort on Team Ambition's part to weather the storm that was Bing Bong running at them and sending the appropriate people to deal with them. But also, you gotta give props to ROTM because they really did put a lot of pressure on Team Ambition to deal with that Nasus. They knowledge checked them with how do you deal with a Fed Nasus, and Team Ambition passed the knowledge check. You know, you try to group and kill the Nasus, and then answer what the other team's doing with a quick recall, and you just immediately reset after you pick him. And so, well played on both sides. It was a really close game overall. What was wild to me is how for almost 20 minutes it was like 3-1 ish. If I remember when we checked into this game, and then it exploded and it was just action all over the map. Both teams trying to play to their win conditions and jockeying for control over the game. So,
well, let's check in on Game 3 of Harvest if we can stand a little bit more League of Legends.
My brain was not ready for this many kills tonight. Where's the donation for July? Like, what do we do? I'm joking, obviously, but I mean, this would have been a good Friday night for the charity event if that were still going on.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, Redham on the blue side. This is CEG. One. Alright, there it is on stream.
3 for Harvest, and we'll be going into game 2 for Dread, right?
Yep, this is it for Harvest. As we check in, Old Man Genetics is pretty fed on Lux. That's the big note. And it doesn't look like bottom lane went as well for Dilly and Metsuro as it did in the first two games. They're still in it, but BAM is scaling on the Sivir. They have Sivir and Renata, which is a pretty good lane as far as I've seen.
Yeah, it's a tough lane to play into. Renata's really powerful when you don't put some hard engage that can just like jump on top of her and lock her down. In the Enchanter versus Enchanter matchup, I feel like she's really strong.
Yeah. Looking for the gank onto DXBS. Saint and Scrams are here, but Vanderol is also in the area. Could have that W to extend the Renekton duration, which is kind of nasty, and everyone's going to walk away from that little fight.
The thing I'll note is this is the first time in a while I've seen Saint be able to get his hands on Kled, so CG, pretty confident that DXB can stand toe to toe with Saint. And I think that's a fair assessment on their part. The way that the first two games went, even when he was on Kale and he had a better performance than a Zergot game, DXB's Tom Kinch was still giving him headaches and not making his life easy. So
Mhm.
they let the Kled through. I wonder, we don't get to see, I guess, what bands they traded off in order to do that. Maybe Osu Yasuo is a possibility.
Maybe the Draven that we saw.
Yeah, also a possibility. I just, given the way the first two games went, I don't know if you.
Okay, Dilly's got the High Noon Twitch skin with the pink chroma. That's pretty sick. Oh, but that isn't sick. That's a big light binding into the jump. Double kill for Black Eyed Peas immediately. Oath trying to do anything, but there's not really a whole lot of Zareth can do solo. Scram's looking for an opportunity to maybe get a return kill onto Vandal. They'll have the right of the Arcane over the top, and they do find at least one in return, do harvest. It's a 2,000 gold lead right now for CEG, but we've already seen a crazier swing of a game.
Yeah, I
And
almost.
Bam trying to break the trend. On the Rodham stream, Sivir has a 0% win rate so far, and has been played almost every game. So, um, Charge coming in. Saint is looking for this one. They have Oath and Scrams into the pit, looking to stall out this Baron. The Cyclone, he's just getting torn through, though, by the Zac and Renekton combo. And now Saint is dismounted, doesn't get the chance to remount, and it's just Oath left to try to defend. Matsuro maybe looking for an opportunity, flies in, immediately gets light bound by Old Man Genetics. And Arcano Pulse over the top, not quite enough. The burn, in comes Twitch. Dilly just casually picks up one. The Zac passive, two. Now trying to kite back away from DXBS, but I don't think he can get away from the Renekton. Black Eyed Peas flies in from off screen and picks up his 7th kill of the game. Oath is out of mana, and I don't think he'll get much back here. Gonna auto the Gromp for an extra Q, but he's on top of a ward, and in comes Black Eyed Peas looking for him. Shock Orb, not enough damage from Oath, and Black Eyed Peas finishes off on a rampage, but they do successfully stall the Baron out. Bright side.
Ooh, glass half full. They did stop the Baron. It cost them 1,500 gold to do it, but they stopped the Baron. So to be fair, that was really good for Dilly though. He did pick up what 3 in that. So
Yeah, Dilly picked up.
that's
No, it was only 2, I think. Did he get Vandal? I don't remember. It's already so long ago, I've put it out of my memory. Dragon started up, though, for CEG. This will put them on Soul Point if they're able to get it, but it looks like RTM doesn't want to let that happen. It's a really good smite, though, from Black Eyed Peas, and Dilly can't really find a way into the pit. Doesn't have Ratatat available. Or Spray and Pray. What is it actually called right now? It's Spray and Pray right now. Okay.
I think it's spray and pray. Yeah.
They changed it back. I couldn't remember. I like Spray and Pray better, but Ratatat is also good. I never understood why people were so upset about that one, because that's like, they're both good names. Whereas Lux had a bad name and now a good one.
Yeah. I like the rat-a-tat-tat. I understand. Like for spray and pray.
Spray and Pray was the initial name, and it's like the classic, and a lot of people were upset when it got changed to Ratatat, which I thought was a great pun. And then we're seeing the Ratatat, he trades 1 for 1. Meanwhile, Saint just dies. Black Eyed Peas just able to live and secure the Baron now for CEG.
I think the rat-a-tat-tat's just more fun to say.
Yeah, that's fair. I love Black Eyed Peas is far enough ahead. Just plops down the Demonic Embrace now into a couple of tank items. I love that. When you get fed on Zac, you grab a Demonic because it makes you tankier and do more damage. It's just a great item, but it's not one you can go every single game.
Oh yeah, for sure. For a long time, that just I think when the durability patch like first updated, if you played a tank and it had AP scaling, I'm pretty sure the build was Sunfire and Demonic for just about everybody.
Hmm.
Sejuani, Zac, all of them. So Diana was another one that abused that. Shyvana. Although I think Shyvana likes Frostfire for the slow since she has no CC in her kit.
Scram's looking for a pick now onto Bam. Good spell shield. No panic there, and able to get away with just the on the hunt.
T3 coming for Saint in the top lane.
Yeah, this is kind of
That's
the textbook play from CEG, just going to group up. It's going to be really hard to take a fight if you're ROTM. Against this 5-stack, they need to try to find an odd-numbered fight, and losing Skarl doesn't really help that.
yeah, that's an odd number fight against you when you lose Coral.
Yeah. A lot of damage coming through. Oath has no mana, and now he's going to get pulled in and taken down. Old Man Genetics picks up his seventh kill of the game, and Black Eyed Peas is into the backline, jumping, doing the bounce on Matsuro. And, yeah, I don't have a whole lot more about this one. Dilly looking for an angle. He has Spray and Pray available. Does he have the damage to really make it worthwhile? I don't think that that's the case. But CEG giving him the respect. Going to go ahead and back out for now. They got what they came for. They got the inhibitor in the top lane. Vandrel has to be a little careful. Has to pop his W there to go a little movement speed. Now Scram's looking for the re-engage. They get the knock up onto Black Eyed Peas. The shutdown does go to Dilly, but immediately taken down over the wall by Old Man Genetics. And Scrams is left on an island. A triple kill for the Lux. And it's Saint V4.
Yeah, and you see the power of the Lux when she kind of gets her items on time or ahead.
Yeah,
she has that
Oath
one-shot
trying
potential.
to kite back away. Right of the arcane over the top. Finds one. Not quite able to hit the second. Third one dodged. Fourth one spell shield. Well, not hit. It looks like dodged. We'll go with as well. Saint needs one more auto. Just walk in for the auto. Oh, man. That's a rough one. Bam picks up another kill, and the rest of CEG will be able to escape the base. They get another inhibitor in mid lane and continue enforcing their will in this game.
Yeah, the goal lead's pretty substantial at this point. I'm not gonna call it over after watching what happened in Dread's last game when I thought that game was pretty close to over, and then we saw
I think that was the classic Nasus experience. Nasus runs rampant through mid-game, takes a bunch of structures, looks unkillable, but then if you find the way to stall him out, you can eventually win the game.
Fair. Yeah, yeah.
They were very close though. They were hitting Nexus turrets. They were hitting the Nexus and not quite able to convert the win. So
the hard part here is I like CEG's draft better overall.
yeah, I think this is a hard spot to be in as Dilly. Like, he can do a lot of damage if he finds an opening, and especially if he plops down another item, maybe an Infinity Edge, something like that. But it's really hard to navigate the fights, and Saint gonna get collapsed on. Matsuro just trying to escort him out, but it's not gonna matter. The damage from the Renekton and Sivir is enough to tear on through. Scram's looking for the Miracle Engage. I'm not sure what that one was, but he's also going to die.
I think that's one of those ones where you look up at the scoreboard and you kind of know the situation in the game and you're kind of just hoping to make something happen because you realize what's stacked against you and whatnot. But
yeah, Oath
maybe
trying to walk up. Oh, just able to dodge the stretching strike. I don't think that this really matters. Look at the minions on the top side of the base, and Dilly and Oath can't respond to that because they have to deal with all these people in the base. Dilly pops the Rat-a-tat over the top, a lot of damage coming through, but in comes, oh my god, they're just murdering each other on the Nexus steps because of the hostile takeover from Vandrel. They get one back, but it just doesn't matter. Dilly doing his best. He's doing so much damage. He's killed 2 people, but one of them was on his team. Now gets slapped into scrams, and the series ends in favor of Conduit Esports Ghost. They come back after a rough game 1 and find 2 straight.
Kind of the curse of harvest, right? They start hot and then falter in game 2, or at least it has been the last 2 weeks. They start hot and slip up in game 2 and game 3, and it's almost
Is it the Curse of Harvest or the Curse of the Toe Knuckles cast?
oh, true. It might be me. Maybe I need to quit casting harvest games. So you know what? Temporarily, for now, we'll go ahead and pin this on me. We'll let the boys have credit that I'm the one cursing them, and we'll see next time I don't cast how it turns out. But you should go ahead and know that we don't have time for a lot of breaks because Dread's already in Champ Select. We're in the 3-minute countdown portion, and because they invited me to the lobby, and I kind of just watched off the stream again to provide my color commentary. So.
Yep.
We're all...
Sorry, go ahead.
I said we're already bouncing into another game, and I'll let you load it up on screen before I give any details away about Champ Select. There's another spicy one in this one, so.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting if this is the actual draft, which I don't know why it wouldn't be.
I mean, it's gotta be me, right? If Rework Sivir had yet to win on an ROTM cast, and the first one it wins on is an ROTM cast against ROTM, it's cast or curse, right? It's gotta be. So.
I mean, so Sivir has been both picked and like counter-picked by Rodham in this non-win streak. Anyway, we're into the spectator delay. I'm putting this up, but this isn't the right logo or the right team, so yeah.
I just meant if her first win came against Rodham.
Yeah.
In that pool. So we see the Caps special with the Vayne mid lane, you know? I'm excited to watch this one.
Oh, it's a Vayne mid lane. Oh, and no, I don't think it is.
That's
think,
true.
I think Animantis and Thunder are out of order. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just going by champion position, and then I double backed and saw the names.
There's a chance that it is the Vayne mid. I wouldn't rule it out because if you follow the league rules, you have to declare your position and whatnot, and like there's a whole thing about it, and you're supposed to be in order. But we'll see if that actually happens, because like who really cares, you know?
We also get another pick we don't see a lot in competitive anyway on the side of our team, and we get Nico. So I'm excited to watch that.
Yeah, you get the Nico and the Olaf top. A couple of little unique picks, a little flavor.
I feel like Olaf top was recently popular right after the rework though, so. Conqueror, as we see on the load screen, probably alluding to Red Cane, which I think is the smart play here. very strong champion in the meta and probably better for competitive play as well.
Oh, we are in to the game. Game number 2 between Dread and Team Ambition Talent. I feel like we've done a lot of casting tonight, but it's not like a significantly longer stream than normal. We just haven't had any break.
I think that's the big thing. Is just with the delayed start, there was no like weird overlaps to where we could go take a 2 or 3 minute break, except for that in between the very first 2 games.
Yeah. Well, Smitty and Atlas with a good Skinergy. That's both nice bright purple. Appreciate that.
Very important. Gotta start off on the right foot.
Yeah, it looks like Animantis is going to be bottom lane, just judging by where they're lined up currently for their 5-point.
Yeah.
Oh, and Gid's got the new Snow Moon. Snow Moon? I think that's right. Chroma.
Yeah.
Or Chroma skin. I like that skin. I bought that skin, but
I bought it too, mostly because I didn't like any of Kane's other skins, and I also have yet to play it, so...
I think Odyssey's good, but it's expensive, so why? You know? But yeah, I do really like Snow Moon. I think I had his release skin just because...
I get every champion's release skin.
I don't, just like... I have so many random skins, because it used to be a thing where we just... A lot of friends and I just gift each other for, birthdays or Christmas, and then more recently it's just... Oh, I'm gonna just do orbs for the event, and then re-roll all of the champion shards and just get a bunch of skins, even if I don't.
That's how I do it. I do it as well. I spend like $15 on the orb, get it, play it out, get me, or $15 on the pass or whatever it is, and then just try to earn as many orbs as I can.
Yeah, you can usually get like 5-6 skins per pass. It's kind of neat, but at a certain point, I'm hoping I have all the bad skins in the game, and I'll start getting a lot more good ones, because my average quality isn't quite there on the skins that I'm re-rolling. But
well, anyone that knows me knows I am big into the skin game on League of Legends, probably more so than a person should comfortably admit that they're spending on League of Legends, a free-to-play game. But
oh no, the guys in Crowstorm and Darkwind were looking up the amount that they spent on their account, and I had the displeasure to look at the amount I have spent on my account, and I shouldn't have done that. I didn't post it because I'm a little embarrassed, but yeah, I could have some nice things in my life, and I don't because of it. That's okay, because well, Smitty, level 2, the reset for Thunder Mythbusters. The roam from mid to bottom from the Tristana at level 3, just to get the chunk, the flash out of Smitty. Really interesting strategy from Team Ambition Talent. And can't say it didn't pay off, but we'll see what the overall cost is now.
kind of makes sense. If Aeropox is respecting the Tristana's all in, which a lot of mid laners that have played against Tristana are
Oh, he
very
got the
aware.
right one with the explosive shot. That's a lot of extra little damage, but yeah, Aeropox can't really make too much use. He's just even in CS, so it doesn't look like Thunder's going to be punished for that. Gid, meanwhile, up in the top lane looking for the gank onto 5th, but Smitty trapped just a little bit. It's first blood in the bottom lane, and that goes over to Animantis.
Feels good for Team Ambition to go ahead and get first blood on your vein.
Well, like, and what a quick cash-in, right? You just went down there with Thunder Mythbusters to blow the flash on Smitty, and then immediately you get the follow-up into, converting the kill on the flashless Smitty. So, really nicely done by TAT.
Right. Hard without making
Oh no. That was a little unlucky for Bing Bong. A lot unlucky, in fact. The tower got the extra range bonus or something on him. I saw it happen.
Yeah. I was gonna say the thing about that too is like maybe Smitty got lulled into a false sense of security, thinking that since Tristana came down that maybe Diana was pathing a different direction and kind of lowered his guard a little bit, and that was open for him. But I was just gonna say that was all set up back off the back of Thunder McBuster's early game, because even if Aeropox plays respectful and gives you the space to not get all in by the Tristana, she is gonna easily have push over most mid laners, and so she can push the wave in, crash it, and then look to go to one of her side lanes to influence, even if you play respectful in the mid lane.
Well, 2-0. TAT off to a good start. No big Nasus threat just yet that they have to try to deal with. We'll have to keep an eye on Gid's transformation. He fought 5th up in the top lane a little bit, and then fought Thunder McBusters for a little bit, so starting to stack up a couple of those orbs.
I think this game, you really want to kind of group up and force. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get a food break since we never really had one. So
yeah, I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm very hungry. So.
But I was gonna say, I think you want to group up this game with the power of the Leona, the Jhin, the Nico all together. You have a bunch of AOE right there. And so, even though you're going into 280 carries, I think you want to group up. Probably get a Frozen Heart on someone, your Leona, or maybe, your Olaf, and slow down those attack speed of the 280 carries and see about kind of blow everybody up all at once.
Yeah, looking for the gank
AOE.
onto 5th. He's got enough resources to be able to get out. Has to blow the flash, so good gank by Gid. He'll get some orbs out of that one. They get the flash, maybe a chance to return. And that's something that you want to do, is you really want to target that global and make sure that he can't zip around, get a bunch of kills and assists for free.
So, Bing Bong may have gone down to the tower.
Aeropox in a little bit of trouble. The Pop Blossom does connect. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, the 2v2 going to happen. But Aeropox burning down. Thunder McBusters didn't want that last auto. All right. Arrow's out. And yeah, with Gid there to ward away 5th, that means that he should be okay. But I don't know what all is happening in this game. Moonfall into the bottom lane, lands onto both Smitty and Atlas. Atlas goes down, Anamantis picks up his second kill, and Smitty burning underneath the tower. He'll be okay for the time being, but another good kill for Team Ambition Talent. They're up 3-0.
We just have skirmishes going on both sides of the map right now. Kind of odd that Thunder McBuster gave up on that chase. I guess he just wasn't sure where...
I think it was just an input thing. He lost vision briefly because of the bush, and I think it just Tristana wasn't told to walk all the way through. It was probably on like an attack command, like a right click on Aeropox, and it was just enough distance, and Aeropox had enough time to get his Tangle Bar back up.
Yeah, probably true. But we see the positive for ROTM right now is that lead in the top lane. We're already a 30 CS advantage, 9 minutes in the game. So that Olaf is going to be pretty scary for these backliners, and it's really going to be up to how well can Thunder McBuster uses a rocket jump and Vayne
yeah,
use her
Aeropox
ult
has the Pop Blossom. Smitty is here just to try to help out. They're trying to turn onto Thunder McBusters, but he has the reset on the rocket jump to get on out. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we hadn't even noticed or made note, I guess, is not the noticed, but Atlas got his Jhin, which is something that's been banned from him, I think, every single game or almost every single game this split. So we'll see how... if that comfort can pay off a little bit later. So far, it's been a bit of a struggle, but that I think is mostly due to the attention that's been paid, not necessarily the individual lane.
That's a fair assessment given the fact that we've already seen Diana down here twice and we saw Tristan on one. So They're really trying to pressure Atlas on his shin and make him uncomfortable, even though they did give it to
Ooh,
him.
Hex Flash in. They're looking for Arrow, but immediately going to get the Shen ult back in. The Stand United comes through. They finish off Smitty. The kill does go to the Morgana, but they were ready for that one. They had the idea that Smitty was going to go in, and you saw the immediate communication. Fifth is in with the Shen ult. Really nicely done by Team Ambition talent.
I was gonna say that was impressive by Fifth. Like the reaction speed at which he got that ult started was incredibly quick.
Curtains opened up. Just going to soften up Arrow Cross, it looks like. Ooh, fourth shot into Mantis, and Atlas still looking for a little bit more. He's got fourth shot. If he can get in range, yeah, it wouldn't quite have been enough damage to secure either kill. But what we
But
need to
finding
see do for ROTM now is convert some of these winning skirmishes into actual kills, into actual gold, because right now they're 4 kills down, but they're only 400 gold behind. If they can even up the kills just a little bit, they'll feel like they're in a much better position, which means that you'll be more aggressive and make better plays and things like that, right?
right, I that's one of those things where you probably look at the scoreboard and you see that you're down 4-0, so you kind of get a little bit gun shy with some of the plays you would normally go for, but I think they need to play around Bing Bong again. Honestly, just get them in yoked because he's already distancing himself gold wise from the Shin, and Shin is not going to be able to have priority in that side lane against that Olaf. So
Yeah, this is one way to do it. You're going to drop Shelly down and be able to immediately burst open that first tower, which means that it's a longer lane now for Olaf and a longer lane for Fifth to deal with, which might be a little struggle. I realize how loud my dog is on stream because I can see the sound vibrations. I'm sorry. This is a cast starring Kale, I guess. He keeps bringing his ball over to me, so I have to throw it because you can't just turn him down. Anyway, Bing Bong in a little bit. He's not in trouble at all. He just tears through Thunder McBusters. Excuse me, Bing Bong? All right. Well,
and so Olaf is going to be a problem. But we saw Nemesis be a problem, and they were able to find the answer to the problem. So, you know, it's going to be up to Team Ambition to see if they can problem solve Fed top lane their second game in a row. So it's a little different the way you have to approach it with an Olaf than an Nemesis, but
yeah.
the reason why I said I would like to see Dread kind of play
Oh.
towards Bing Bong and go there is like Shin has the power when he's able to be even or have tempo advantage in the top lane to push out and then ult away. But if Bing Bong is the one with control of the tempo and he's able to just shove it down Shin's throat, then Shin's either forced to group, which removes the power of his ultimate, or he's sitting there answering and Bing Bong's gonna have control over getting the lead first, even if Shin has ultimate.
What the fuck? 3 Canes? All right. Well. Airpox kind of gave up the ghost with the W there. But Thunder McBusters has nowhere to go. He's going to take an extra tower shot. Did anybody touch him? That's going to be an important note. And no, they did not. It's an execute for Thunder McBusters.
But the point I was trying to make is Olaf can like fake out of Shin if he gets ahead, and he can just dip out of vision, make him think that he's rotating, try to put pressure.
Ooh, Bing Bong looking for this one, but they have the call-in on the Shen. Bing Bong still ripping through, does finish off Neptune Rises. Taunt out from Fifth, but Bing Bong and Gid both here. He'll jump in with the Umbral Trespass, and Fifth falls. It's a double kill now for Bing Bong. All 3 kills for ROTM coming through this Olaf.
This is the problem when your Shin gets behind is he he doesn't get to proactively use his ult. He's using it defensively, and a lot of times it's in situations where you'd rather not use it, and dangerous situations at that. So, uh,
Aeropox
once
and
he
Gid gonna go ahead and grab this mid lane tower, extend the gold lead out a little bit more. Bing Bong wailing through that top lane tower at the same time. It's a 4,000 gold lead here at 15 minutes for Dread.
some really strong play from Bing Bong in the last 5 minutes or so. Harvest able to flip the gold lead and really put Team Ambition on the back foot. So it's gonna be important that this time they. It's not gonna be as much like the Nessus where you're just like, hey, go draw pressure, buddy, and we'll see you later. On this one, they're gonna kind of have to shadow the Olaf a little bit more and set up vision for him to make sure he can't get collapsed on as hard.
Oh, I don't have objective timers up. I was like, how long until this dragon? Oh, I can't see. I'm blind. How will I see without my subtitles? Um, Neptune Rise is caught just a little bit here. Um, that was a little greedy of Bing Bong to take that kill, but you know, might as well just run the whole game through Olaf. He stole the cannon from Aeropox. All right.
Listen, us top laners are a different breed, all right. Like it's when we get fed, we honestly think the whole game is about us at that point. Because you know what, we're on an island, and if we leave the island, we need to be a danger to society. So.
All right. Well, once again, he has last hit 5 kills. I don't want to say it like that. He definitely earned the first 3. Those last 2 probably could have handed him over to someone else, but you know, at a certain point you have so much damage that it's hard to hand over kills, and yeah, Gid got his transform, so he's Rost. That's positive outcome for ROTM. I like Aeropox keeps trying to use this passive. I love when Nico's try to use the passive because it's never very convincing, right? But
Now the thing is if you use that passive like right off a Olaf reset, if he reset out of vision, then all of a sudden your Nico becomes 1,000 times more terrifying just by using your passive. So
yeah, this is a little scary for Bing Bong to be there. They'll take Sheila down due to Team Ambition talent, and Neptune Rises is going to be caught. That's a lot of CC coming through, and Bing Bong will last to the 6th kill of the game. Big Pop Blossom, though, from Aeropox. Looking for the solo bolo on Thunder McBusters, but he's got the McBusters shot.
Lord Neptune. He's trying to find an exit out of the pit, and like right as Bing Bong and Smitty got to him, he just saw Shin flash over the back of the wall, so...
Oh, he hit the undertow on that one. Smitty's in. He can't really break the Morgana shield, so that should be it. Another axe. Why not? Calm down. I love and hate for everyone else, but Atlas still has 0 kill participation on the Jhin. Gid has only been in on 1 kill. It's just the Bing Bong show. He's really looking for it. Yeah, the rocket jump away from Thunder McBusters. He's feeling threatened enough, but it's just buying space and time for Alice and Smitty to work their way through this bot lane tower.
Love how he was between towers, popping Ghost and running at them, and there's still 3 of them in the area, and they don't feel confident to approach him.
Yeah, this looks all right, but in comes the Shen ult. Oh, Thunder McBuster's got the kill on to Smitty. Taunt gonna land from 5th. Bing Bong uses Ragnarok. They'll finally finish off the Morgana. Bing Bong just trying to scrap his way through, but eventually gets shut down. That's a big kill for Thunder McBusters. And now Gid up on the top side, trying to answer Neptune Rises. It's a jungler scrap up in the top lane. Tower gonna fall. Gid should have this one. Moonfall finally comes through. He could have ulted. Oh, never mind. It was the wrong teleport. I thought it was Aeropox. I am just scrambled at 2 hours 44 into the cast. Um,
I'm pretty
okay,
sure
that didn't
my
go well for Gid. He still could have Umbral Trespassed through the Moonfall, I think was the play. I don't think he was CC'd at the time, but he probably still doesn't win that. I'm wrong with the premise.
yeah, I
I'll stand by. He could have ulted the ult, but
fair.
I'll give him that he's fucking dead. That's a rough one.
I'm also in brain mush mode after like casting 2.5 consecutive hours, no breaks, basically. And it's not been slow games either, so there's been a lot to talk about.
Yeah, Aerocross looking for the pick. They are able to find Atlas. Aeropox can't really help out too much on the Nico. And TAT looked like they were in a rough spot, but they found a couple of answers here the last minute or two and have clawed their way back in. There's a minute 30 to go on a dragon. I think that that's going to help determine a lot for the complexion of this game.
We're sitting here talking about how our brains are mush because of the activity in the game and like the breakneck pace of back-to-back games and like all that. But then watch come come the time it comes to watch these boys in playoffs, it's gonna be like this kill score right now is gonna be like a final game kill score. We're gonna wish for more action. I can just I anticipate it right now.
Big Mong seems oddly hesitant about this matchup, where he should have an advantage, but yeah, Animantis and Aerocross both in the area.
He did have that ward on the Tribrush, so I'm pretty sure he knew the vein was in the area.
Okay, fair enough then. 40 seconds on Mountain Dragon number 2 spawn. Ooh, Dark Binding almost caught Smitty. That would have been very key. The Tangle Barbs does connect onto Thunder McBusters, and that's going to force the Shen ult out. But now Binding lands onto Gid. They're going to be able to take down the jungler right before the dragon spawn. And Animantis popped his ult. I thought something more was going to happen, but Bing Bong is here. Arrow Cross, well placed Soul Shackles, just rooting up a couple of people, but Bing Bong trying to rampage through the backline just doesn't have it. Pop Blossom just buying a little bit of space. Fifth, trying to find the taunt. He does land it, but now in comes the Moonfall. It's pretty even fight thus far. Tangle Barbs lands, but there's just not enough damage to finish off Thunder McBusters. Curtain Call opened up. Animantis taken low. The fourth shot connects through, but it's a one-man advantage right now for TAT. They're still looking for it. They still have their jungler up. Atlas and Aeropox can't find anything over the wall, and so sole point for TAT.
So what happened is it looked like that fight got split where you had Fifth going to kind of play damage soak against ROTM's carries, and Big Bang tried to kill the carries of Team Ambition. Unfortunately, all the carries together are enough to handle Bing Bong at this point, so Shen, just by the nature of his kit blocking a lot of autos and such, was able to buy more time for his team, and slight advantage ends up netting them a dragon.
Ooh, the taunt over the wall from Fifth, trying to find Aeropox. It's going to be a big Pop Blossom and an answer. Atlas doing quite a bit of damage. The Solar Flare comes on down. They're trying to finish off the Shen in the midst of all of this, and they don't quite have enough damage. Now Gid looking for the return. Bing Bong on the flank, trying to rip through Neptune Rises. Gid finishes off the Vayne on one side. Fifth is low. The Blade's Reach does land onto him. In the back line, Bing Bong tears through, and ROTM finds a 5-for-0 ace.
Going Baron?
I
think Baron is Nicole.
They're going Baron. They don't have the most health, but they're still going to try it.
Hey, less health just means more damage for Olaf, okay?
That's honestly fair. So Baron for Dread.
this game just kind of flipped, because
Yeah, that was a
judging by the
really
fight before, you would have thought that Team Ambition was the one that was slightly ahead, but then
yeah.
both teams kind of playing catch right now, I guess.
Aeropox spot so much time with that Pot Blossom. It meant that he didn't get quite bursted through, and that allowed him and Atlas to output just enough damage that Gid and Bing Bong could then run through and reset and do their thing. Not reset, because neither of those champions do, but like, you get a kill, you get another kill. It feels kind of like you're resetting.
You're chaining. They start chaining. I
Chaining.
think is what
Oh,
you do.
that's a nice one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Root gonna land on a Neptune Rises. Oh, Atlas just gonna force shot him.
So it feels like in order to kind of counteract this Baron, that Team Ambition's trying to split the map and maybe see if they can stall the push, but
Ooh. Dark Binding gonna land onto Aeropox. He has to pop the defensive Pop Blossom, and then turns a bunch of damage back onto Aerocross. Why not? Sure.
there's a really good route too, because it stopped Morgana like right in mid ult, so like got nothing out of that for Aerocross. Mr. Pox wins the battle of the arrows on that one.
Baron minions trying to force their way in mid. The Nico clone buying enough time and distance to be able to take down the mid lane inner tower, and Bing Bong is on his way, shepherding in a wave up on the top side.
So here's the part where if Dread's gonna do their due diligence, they need people that have wards available need to go into that jungle and kind of draw a vision line between themselves and Bing Bong, just to make sure they're not getting flanked by any weird angles that can upset this push. But it looks like we're gonna probably get a reset and hopefully straight to Dragon. Smitty is pinging the crap out of it. We see, so I think that is the call.
All right. Well, 14 to 11. It's a 6,500 gold lead roughly for Return of the Middle Sticks. Up against it, trying to claw their way back in this extended best of 3 series that didn't start for an hour after the start time. There's a lot of thoughts happening there. Bing Bong just trying to walk on in straight at them. Binding hit on the Nico clone. Big Pop Blossom from Aeropox, able to root up Neptune Rises, but they get the Shen ult, they get the taunt back. It's 1-for-1 thus far. Bing Bong and Gid trying to find their way through this fight. Atlas doing a lot of damage. He goes in with the Gale Force, but it's just not quite enough. It's a double kill for Bing Bong. A triple kill as he's fighting his way through. Kills Neptune Rises. A quadra kill for Bing Bong. And he hits the undertow. He's looking for the Shen. He's gonna do it. It's a pentakill for Bing Bong.
And Bing Bong just said, okay, I know what adjustments I need to make from last game to this game. I get really strong, but they CC me and kill me. I'll just get a champion that can't be CC'd.
Man has 13 of 19 kills right now on the Olaf. He's going to take that dragon himself and make sure that that soul point extends out at least another 5 minutes for TAT. Yeah, we've seen some really big top lane performances tonight, and this one, no exception. Bing Bong trying to run the show.
It has been a top lane show tonight, hasn't it? In both series. In one for the benefit of ROTM, and one, unfortunately, at the peril of ROTM. But we are just a few days away from top lane being the worst role in League of Legends.
They reverted the TP change. I don't think it's going to go through on PvE.
Oh, the TP change was not the only reason why next patch is going to be terrible. They're taking off. Oh, I don't know what that hop was.
That was a little sus.
Probably not as far as Thunder McBusters would have liked to have gone with it, but
Aeropox is teleporting to mid lane to try to stop the push. Meanwhile, Bing Bong just wailing his way through fifth. Will eventually finish off the Shen, you imagine. Pop Blossom lands, takes down Arrow Cross, and a Mantis will die eventually, you imagine. Can't quite kite everyone from our OTM, and they'll walk on through. They have the mid wave pushing. They probably can't end the game just now, but they can definitely put their stamp on it.
the other changes that are coming in too that are going to make top lane life rough, because of the way that top lane plays out, being an island, like they're basically taking away a lot of early game.
Oh, the
Oh, there it is.
five-man Moonfall from Neptune Rises. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but that was pretty impressive to be able to find that one. They'll finish off Smitty, unfortunately, on the doorstep, but the Nexus falls, and Dread equalizes the series. We have to go to a game 3.
Well, looks like we're in store for at least another half hour together, Maris. So, hey, you get a breather between this one though. Finally, I think, right?
Yeah, should be at least a little break, because they're probably into their first draft or just about to. So I'm going to take a little break, go to the bathroom, get some water, and we'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Kinda need a little reset after the last one.
Sure. I was not ready for a night this long. I'm not gonna lie to you. But we only got one left, so that's all we gotta power through. Just one more.
Yep. One more game. We're at 3 hours into the cast, so they're into actual champ select, so a couple more minutes. Wait, my dog stole my shoe! Hold on. He stole my fucking work shoe. What a little bitch. We were able to recover the shoe. Oh, he's right back on it. I can't deal with this right now. My wife is just laughing about it. She doesn't know the plight of my shoes.
I just had my favorite pair of shoes get destroyed. Unfortunately.
Hopefully not by a dog. Your dog?
No, by Mud. Believe it or not.
By what?
Mud.
Oh, mud? Yeah. That'll happen sometimes. Did somebody add you, by the way?
No.
Oh.
Gid got me last game, but no one got me this game, so.
Well, do you still have get added?
Oh, no one. He just added me to the lobby. He didn't add me as a friend, so.
Oh. That's really mean of them. I asked them to add you as a friend.
Such is life.
Ow! I just had my toe bitten. Alright, excellent. I don't know if you can add people while you're in champ select. I don't think so.
I don't think you can, no.
Well, that's unfortunate. Ow. And you couldn't get OPGG to work last week?
Not last week, let's see. If I can this week. I don't know.
I mean, they're not in game yet, so once they're in game, you can try it.
I bought a game that was on sale a couple weeks ago, and I just got around to playing it. It makes me feel old.
Yeah.
The fact that I would play this game, but I've actually been having a lot of fun with it. It's Power Wash Simulator.
So, I've heard that that's a fun experience. Apparently next week on Epic Game Store, Lawn Mowing Simulator is available for free.
Oh, yes. I'll have Power Wash Simulator and Lawn Mowing Simulator.
I was debating getting it so I could, you know, hopefully it's less tiring than in real life. But I was like, that's a good enough meme that I'll download it for free on Epic Games. Like, Some of the games that they put out, no, not worth it. Okay, they're in game, so you should be able to look them up on OPGG now.
I got Aeropoxen's profile pulled up here, so
And then you click. Okay, ow, fuck. So you click live game, and then you click like spectate on it, and it'll download
Yeah.
a file. You have to keep the file. You have to like force it through your filter because your computer hates it.
I'm having trouble. Like the thing isn't popping up to force it through my filter, and I don't know if that's because of my ad block or what.
Let me do it really quick because there's like a small trick to it, but I don't remember what it is without seeing it. Okay, spectate. Yeah, so for me it just downloads the file, and then you just try to open it, and then it freaks out. But you can't get it to download at all.
No, here I'm gonna see if maybe if I try something other than Chrome, if it will work. Try Edge or something. Which is weird because most of the time you go through Chrome.
Yeah.
They just have a few programs, I guess, that just are weird with some things sometimes.
We've also almost gone through the whole Sessions Star Guardian Talia list. I guess we're only about halfway through, because it is an hour and a half long, but still, 45 minutes of music on the stream.
I open it, right?
Yep. Yeah, and it should be like a Windows batch file, and all it does is just open the spectator client.
And it says Windows protected your PC.
Yeah,
Blah blah.
you tell it, I don't care, use the thing.
I don't have the run anyway option. I literally only have don't run.
Yeah, click like more info or something like that. Can you just spectate off of me in the client?
I don't even see you online. But
Scroll all the way
it's
down to your bottom of your friends list. Like to the
Actually-
offline section.
Working? Yeah,
Okay.
here we go.
Okay.
I'm going off op.gg now, so
Okay,
I was able to get it working.
nice. Apparently somebody is taking a pee break, because of course they are, because we have to make this last as long as possible. But yeah, Scram, sometimes the spectating off of people doesn't work. It's just kind of a mess.
Players are in good spirits, though, at least, even though it's a long, late series. Joking back and forth about the bathroom break.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a long day.
True, I'm about ready for some nice, relaxing power wash simulator after this. So. I cleaned up a kid's park earlier today.
Oh, nice.
Just the stego slide was kind of difficult to find all the nooks and crannies, you know?
Well, we have our team comps here. They're finally starting up. There's, I think, the post pause. Bing Bong got his Olaf again, but it feels like there's more tools to deal with him for TAT. Sorry if Kale is here in the background. He's still just making me play so much ball.
Mostly that Lulu Kog'Maw. Those are two very important tools, I think, to how this game will play out.
Well, I think again, like Ragnarok is a great ability, but when Bing Bong doesn't have Ragnarok, there's the ability to polymorph him and the ability to take him to Cyber Brazil, and both of those are going to be very key to see how they're used, or if they need to be used on the Olaf. Um, the rest of the team comp, kind of what you would expect from Dread. Aeropox on his Zyra that he likes so much. Gidback on the Kane, Atlas on the Lucian that he had a good game one on, Smitty on the Rakan. Like these are all pretty stock standard for them. And for TAT, they have scaling. They have Fiora, they have Ignite Fiora, no teleport, worth noting. They have Victor, they have Kog'Maw. They are looking to play late, right?
Indeed, you have buckets and buckets of damage coming between your mid and bot lane, and then tons of utility and survivability with the Lulu. So it will be important for ROTM to not fall behind early into a comp like TAT is putting
Yeah.
forth.
So it looks like they went with a red skin theme for this game. So Gid's on the. This isn't the Snow Moon. It's a
No,
different skin.
that's Odyssey.
Yeah. Is it Odyssey?
Yeah, that's Odyssey.
Okay.
I can tell by the flared out jacket in the back.
I can never tell sometimes with chromas. I'm like, that's just a different skin. I don't know what skin that is, but it's a different one.
So it looks like we went red and black across the board. I couldn't quite tell at first. I thought Smitty may not be in there, but he's just rocking the black, whereas everyone else has a shade of red with the black. So on point with our Skinergy across the board for Dread here.
Yeah. Ooh, Fifth taking a good trade at level 2. Oh, and the extended has the ignite ticking down. Bing Bong in a lot of trouble, and it's first blood for Fifth on the Fiora.
For the first time in this series, I feel like that's Fifth having the upper hand in the lane. Like even when Bing Bong died last game to the tower, he was still 30 CS up. But we see right now, Fifth in a really good spot.
Yeah, and forces both of the summoners out of Bing Bong, so no ignite, no teleport now. Very important. And Fifth still has his flash, so could potentially make another play. Oh, Smitty not quite able to find the knock-up on Animanitus. And this is going to be a more difficult lane, I think, for Atlas and Smitty as well. The Cog Lulu does pretty well early on, has a little power trough in the mid game, and then is, the strongest pairing in the game late, basically.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think a lot of people think about the late game power of Kog'Maw, and they often forget that with lethal tempo and his percent health damage, he has a pretty strong level 1, level 2, and then as you said, he just kind of dips in power after that for a while. So
Well, I'd say even up to like level 6 or so. Like this lane can be very threatening, especially given the Lulu shield gives him extra AP, which does extra damage on everything, and it's just a really nice little combo that synergizes really well. Um, my wife has a blanket with Cog and Lulu because we used to play Cog Lulu together. Just wanted to shout out to my wife. Anyway.
good duo.
She didn't even hear it. She's just like, what? The Cog Lulu blanket? Yeah, okay. Thumbs up. We did it.
Marionette getting her shout out on stream for her.
She gets mad. I used to not shout out her like Amazon Prime sub and she got mad at me, so now I have to have extra shout-outs to make up for it, you know?
Oh, yeah. It's like a bank. You were in a deficit, and now you're trying to work back to even with the
Yeah.
shout-outs. Got it.
What skin is this for 5th? I don't know that I like it. It's Project? Or... It's not
No, that's not.
Project, it's... he's dead. That didn't go out... That didn't go very well for him, but... Um...
I want to say it's the.
She didn't get an Odyssey. I'm just trying to think what, like... It's like Techie, right? It's... Oh, it's Pulsefire. Pulsefire Fiora. Okay.
Oh. In my
They're all
shop,
the same skin line. I don't know.
in my shop, I got offered a bewitching Fiora, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know that skin existed until it showed up in my shop. So.
Oh, and it's Bewitching, so it's a limited time skin. You gotta
Right,
get.
I'm good.
You don't
I,
gotta
I
get
gotta
it.
grab that one because it's.
Aeropoc's gonna flash in for the Stranglethorns, and they'll find a kill on a Neptune Rises. It's a counter gank from Aeropox on the Zyra. Flash forward from Atlas. One more auto. He can't quite find it onto Animantis. Gonna take 2 tower shots. Smitty saves him with the Battle Dance. Gid flashes over a wall. Is he looking for the return kill on Animantis? Where is he going? What is his plan? We probably won't find out. Maybe we will.
I'm
He's in
thinking
the
he's
wolf pit.
probably. I was gonna say he's probably trying to use his E to.
Oh, he got hit by the tower. Okay, yeah. A little unfortunate. It's a 1-for-1 trade, all things considered, but well-timed counter gank by Aeropox on the Zyra nets the first one.
Unfortunately, he didn't have the knowledge of how Animantis's health bar looked, because I think
Level
he
6 for
probably could
Bing
have
Bong.
taken.
It just rips through 5th up in the top lane. I keep expecting for some reason that these fights aren't going to be like they're killing each other, and every time they just commit and they kill each other, and some people are here for that, I guess.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I guess it's just playstyle. I don't want to throw it all away on an all-in. So unless I know my champion does something amazing at low health, if I realize I lose a trade in top lane, I start backing up and try to preserve what health bar I have left to collect farm. But you
I
know
feel
what?
like 5th really wants to have like shorter trades, like shorter quick trades, and Bing Bong just keeps extending them, and he wins those because he's Olaf, and that's I think the trap that 5th is falling into, with at least the last 2 deaths. We'll see if he can turn it around, but Bing Bong is headed. Is that Trinity Force or Sunder? I can never keep it straight. That's a
That
Trinity
looks like
Force, right?
Trinity Force. Yeah. You always tell by the non-Sheen and Kindle Gem component. Caulfield's is Sunder, and that little axe thing is Trinity Force. So.
Hearthbound Axe. I don't know why it's stuck like over a fireplace and why that makes it slightly powerful, but Gid looking for some orbs. He's struggling a little bit early on in this game. It's gonna open up the dragon for Neptune Rises and Team Ambition.
So the other thing that Fifth is kind of, he got that early kill, right? And he's kind of baited himself into fighting that Olaf from full health since then. Where I really think you definitely want to work on proccing a couple vitals before you go in. You don't want to fight, like you said. You don't want that full health 100-0 fight against an Olaf. I mean, if both of you are starting off at 50-50, then maybe you have a better chance. Even though the health is equal, you have less health to burn through. So it makes more sense, but you definitely don't want to do the 100-0 fights with Olaf.
Yeah, Voidu's not gonna land there from Animantis, so no real ability to get on Smitty and Atlas. So Neptune Rises in a little bit of time down here on the bottom. Gid is going to peek in and find him on the Scuttle Crab. He's got the Cyber Brazil ability and going to use it immediately onto Gid. So the 1v1 jungler fight in the Death Realm. There's an early usage on the Umbral Fast Pass, but it's going to work out. Gid takes the kill, and he'll get a lot of orbs out of that one. So nice little play, I guess, by Gid.
was gonna mention while he was in there, or after he was in there, I don't know if you're Neptune, if you wanna ult Kane. He's having a hard time finding stacks to get his form, and by doing that, you kind of just help him out. You know, you make it to where you can't run away from him.
Yeah, that's a really big fight for Gid. You can see he's falling off the pace a little bit in terms of CS. Um, but getting that kill help him feel a little bit better. Big ult from Smitty Atlas trying to get the damage on through, but you can see just that wild growth, and Animantis becomes a big boy and can start trading it back. So as nice as that combo was from Smitty, not really able to net a whole lot other than the trade of ults.
He allowed a cog too, so I mean, they got at least one of his defensive summoners down and open up opportunities for Gid to come down here. He still has Flash and Lulu, or he will have Flash soon, and Lulu has both of her sums. So even with ult and heal down, it's still gonna be hard to actually get a net a kill on the cog. At best, you probably force him out of lane. So
Yep, and we've settled into this game 3 just a little bit. Tall Samurai raided us. I don't know who Tall Samurai is, but thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully you had a good stream. Maybe I know them and I just don't know that I know them.
maybe you just don't recognize the Twitch name.
Maybe. But thank you, regardless. We're gonna land. Stranglethorns onto, or Stranglethorns? Grasping Roots is the name of the E. Stranglethorns is the ult, but Aeropox just trying to hang in. It's kind of difficult to compete with the wave clear from Victor, so you would expect a little CS deficit in this lane.
Yeah, he really got to that upgraded E fast. Getting that early kill really helped to accelerate his game, which you always love when you're a Victor and you don't have to get your first upgrade by CS alone. You can get a chance to.
Gid gets spotted. Now, stuck up there with Neptune Rises in 5th. Bing Bong not really able to help. Gid flashes over the wall. He's in the Death Realm right now. So this is 2 separate 1v1s, even though it looks like a 2v2. But 5th is going to walk over and find Gid just chilling and going to be able to take him down. But Bing Bong has the Ragnarok, has the Ignite ticking. The shield from Neptune Rises, the little heal is enough to keep him safe for now. Meanwhile, the mid laner's scrapping in a 1v1. The one plant is there, and it just isn't quite enough to finish off Thunder McBusters. So no one dies in the mid lane, and somehow Mordekaiser is able to get out as well. The big winner of this is Bing Bong, who's able to get the red buff. I guess the biggest winner is 5th, who got the kill, but yeah.
Yeah, really, really smart by Thunder McBuster not to panic there. Able to keep the presence of mind and actually cue the plant to give himself enough of a shield to survive that. Aeropox almost caught him slipping and had a really good ult into.
Oh, that was really clean by 5th. Get all the vital procs. Bing Bong just still trying to scrap it out, and he wins the 1v1. The Triumph proc will keep him alive. And Gid drops Shelly for him, it looks like. So he'll escort that one in. Can he get it to crash before 14 minutes is a question that we'll have to find out the answer to here in a second. But now Gid looking to maybe steal this dragon. It's going to go the way of TAT. And yeah, ROTM not quite in position. He did get the crash, so he got the tower plate. He got the full tower even. So I'm hitting N and not X like I want to. There's 2,000 extra gold now on Bing Bong. He is very strong again on the Olaf. He got 2 towers. All right.
That's
ideal
scenario for Shelly, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
2 plates, 2 towers.
I could play devil's advocate a little bit and talk about how now 5th has a lot of room to farm, and it's going to be very difficult for Bing Bong to find that same freedom. But if he can make the plays like this, where he goes and extends leads for other people, it'll be worth it. But yeah, it's kind of a dangerous game you play when you take that tower this early, because it can just funnel a lot of resources into your opponent that you didn't necessarily have to.
For sure. I think you maybe let the Herald crash and then you don't finish off the tower and let you get a reset off right there. But at the same time, you are securing global gold for your team by taking that tower. So kind of
No, yeah, I'm in. We'll see how it plays out with how justified I am in my opinion, but because this is the issue. If you send Olaf back to top lane now, there's so far for him to push. If he is trying to get that inhibitor turret now, he is very overextended. He just dies on repeat, or should die on repeat to any team that's paying attention. But at the same time, it can force a weird game state. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of nuance to that decision, and we'll see how it all
so
plays, how our teams respond, because I think that's more important than anything.
so the tough part here, right, is that you have a Victor in the mid lane who, with his augmented death rate, can wave clear very good, even if you send three. So, like you said, you kind of just almost in a way
Yeah,
made life more difficult for yourself.
the 2v2 going to be kind of checked out of by ROTM because Thunder McBusters is on the way and Aeropox is not. This will open him up to push a little bit potentially, but you can see the wave still hasn't crashed, and Neptune Rises and Thunder McBusters will be there just in time. So this is an investment by Gid, and it hasn't paid dividends just yet.
Well, in my opinion, the way you flip this, you have you have your bot lane crash to mid. You try to have them forced down in a 3-on-1 push. I know you're cheating yourself out of resources by having basically two lanes in one lane, but at the same time, you kind of limited yourself to that option whenever you open those top lanes, and then you have one of those three go catch the waves top after Fiora pushes out. But I think you put Olaf in the bot lane, and you're trying to create pressure. You got to create a pressure point somewhere else, because you can't just sit here and lane mid lane and bot lane while Olaf has nothing to do except overextend. So you have to create a pressure point somewhere and break the cycle that's currently on the map.
Well, Bing Bong is trying to find somewhere he can be home. He's going to steal another cannon from Aeropox. A nice guy, Aeropox, handing over all his cannon minions to his top laner.
I mean, if your top laner's getting kills and just running over the other team, you know,
Culling
top
gonna
laners are people
initiate
too.
here. Smitty looking for the charm, does get the quickening. They take down Lulu immediately. They take down the tower. Animantis in a lot of trouble as well. It's Atlas that picks up a couple of those kills, and Undertow lands on Thunder McBusters, but I don't think that they can continue onwards. But 2 kills for ROTM, 30 seconds before the dragon spawns. Gid getting some much needed orbs here at 18 minutes. I wonder, this recall kind of indicates to me that he has his form.
I don't know if my eyes are deceiving me because it's been a long cast, but I did did Lulu unintentionally hurt her chances in that dive by polymorphing Smitty, so he didn't actually take tower aggro when he first went in to initiate the dive?
I think the bigger thing was the polymorph didn't accomplish anything. It didn't reduce the damage that was happening, because even as a silenced whatever he gets turned into for that skin, he still can charm people, and that was what happened. While he was polymorphed, he still got the double charm off.
Right.
So yeah, I think it was a small misplay, but maybe one that made that dive a little bit less dangerous than it should have been. But I still think that RTM can just burst their way through. Like, that tower was very low, and
Yeah, I just think maybe you trade one back if you don't polymorph Smitty right there, and you polymorph either Gid or Atlas. Probably not in range to polymorph Atlas, but could have definitely poly Gid right there and probably been. But like you said, it was small misplay, and in the end, it was probably going to be a successful dive for them either way. It's just how much were they trading back as a return?
yeah, for sure. Bing Bong still doing his thing up in this top lane and drawing 3 members of TAT up to him. So now this is the important point we have to see. What are our TM going to get back on the other side of the map? They're looking for Lulu right now, and they will, with the Umbral Trespass, eventually finish that one off. Smitty gets that 1 kill, and they tear through a second. So they trade Bing Bong for 2, which is fine, I guess. Do they get anything extra? I'd really like to see pressure, like you mentioned, on this mid lane tower. I think that's it's an important objective that they have yet to find a good answer for. There's still like 3/4 health left on that tower.
Yeah, and the longer you let Victor exist, um, like this, the harder it's gonna be to crack those towers later whenever he can rotate to them.
Ooh, 5th. Smitty recalled, and Atlas did not, and that's going to cost... Oh! Alright!
Fancy feat by Atlas. Well played, sir.
And he's got the Hex Gate out. Nice! That was really well done by Atlas.
Good jukes, Atlas. Good jukes.
Yeah. Had to burn his flash, but you take those. He traded flashes, I guess, so worthwhile. What was that? Did a plant hit somebody? There was a lot of stuff that just flew the
Yep,
opposite
that was a first strike. Some random plant proc first strike, so.
A lot of people buzzing around this Baron pit. This is Smitty and Arrow just getting some deep wards, I guess. I don't... It's hard to see what the plan is right now for Dread. They finally have flipped Bing Bong to the other side of the map, so there's at least a tower that he could conceivably hit, which is nice. But they need this mid lane tower so bad, and they're not making plays around the mid lane. They keep going down to side lanes.
I hate this itemization by Thunder McBusters. I mean, they had 2 really good games in a row, so you know, whatever works for him personally. I'm not a fan of Leandri's into a team where you're not gonna have anyone stacking resistances. I'd much rather see a Ludens, so you can drop your Chaos Storm on a Zyra or a Lucian, and it hurts, and your lasers pop even harder. So
is Crown just a meme item now?
I could see a point where you take Crown just because you scale so hard as Victor, and it prevents.
Right. So this play is important. I'm going to interrupt that thought with another thought, which is they got the mid lane tower. They solved the puzzle. They got the pick by pressing in, getting the deep vision in the blue side, getting the pick on Thunder McBusters, and now bursting up in the mid lane tower. I like that problem solving from our OTM. Now is maybe the issue. There's a flank from 5th that's potentially happening, and I guess they can teleport in Bing Bong, but it's just going to be the back out. Okay, back to your point.
I think Crown's a meme item. It's definitely one of those things where it's more niche and situational probably than any of the other mythics, due to its power being in its defense. So it kind of limits your overall damage output. Although with the way that Victor scales, the lack of protection for him, if you reasonably expect Lulu to be buffing and protecting Kog'Maw mostly, I don't hate it into an Olaf. I really don't hate it into an Olaf.
Yeah, that was more of genuine question. This is the Hexgate play. They're bringing in the boys, culling on through. Arrow Cross going to be the first victim. Gid has to fall in exchange, but 2 for 1 so far from ROTM. Smitty trying to find the charm, anything he can onto one of these carries. Bing Bong and Arrowpox going to back out. Smitty just dies to the burn damage from Leandries, and it's 2 for 2, but we had the full Hexgate play. That was novel, very fun. Arrow? Alright, gets the big knock-up. 5th, just tearing through. Thunder McBuster staying just alive with that Q shield. They take down Bing Bong. It's just Atlas. He's going to finish off Animantis, but he'll fall, and it's an ace for Team Ambition Talent.
Maybe a slight overstep there, or at least a miscommunication. Maybe Arrow had a good idea, but it wasn't one of those things where they were all on the same page, and so they kind of did the one by one thing where uh, Bing
Gid,
Bong tries to save Arrow.
I don't want Gid to go for this. Okay, he doesn't. It's Soul Point now, though, for Team Ambition talent, which is weirdly the exact same scenario we saw last game. Bing Bong not quite as far ahead this time, but still 6 kills on the Olaf, nothing to sneeze at. Unfortunately for him, Fifth has all of the gold on the enemy team, so these two top laners are going to be the players to watch, I think. Bing Bong and Fifth both showing up here in Game 3.
Fifth able to fight back a little bit more on this Fiora, even if it's maybe fell behind early. She does. I feel like she eventually outscales the Olaf. You will want to get at least an Executioners for that side lane, but I feel like she does outscale the Olaf at some point.
Yeah, double buffs right now mean that Bing Bong has to be a little bit wary of what he's doing, or maybe not. Maybe I'm entirely wrong, and we're just going to have a scrap. 3, 4 vitals, really nice by Fifth, and has to flash out. I actually think Fifth wins if he just stands inside his Grand Challenge circle, but not willing to find out. I can respect that. There's a lot of shit happening on the map. Knockup gonna land onto Arrow Cross. Atlas is here just trying to clean up a couple of extra kills. Gid'll take that one. Animantis knows he's caught trying to fight his way out. And Fifth will come around to try to find Atlas. Another nice little dive across, but the QW combo from Fifth equalizes. And Gid now gets caught a little bit by Neptune Rises. It's Gid and Smitty on that side of the map with Neptune Rises in 5th, which is a little bit of a disadvantage. Bing Bong died again off screen.
Yeah, Mord ulted him while right after that play. You got a flank and ulted him since Bing Bong had ulted in that fight with Fiora.
Ooh, a good stun off of the riposte from 5th. And no, Kane ult means that he's going to die. Smitty has to try to flee away from the members of TAT. And Aeropox just trying to hold on down here in the bottom lane against Thunder McBuster.
I think. Whew. I was gonna say, I think as an Olaf, you kind of want to build some sort of healing cut for the Fiora too, but you're probably looking more towards a Thornmail as an Olaf, just trying to get some defensive stats, but at the same time, Thornmail doesn't feel good because you don't really have a way to proc it into like the Mordekaiser. So maybe you are looking also for the Executioners as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It does feel like there's enough healing to justify it, at least. Especially now that Ravenous Hydra's finished up for 5th. That gets a little bit scary. ROTM not deterred by anything. Just starts up Baron off of pretty much nothing. They just have vision control, so they're going to do it. 4,000 health left. They're burning it down. The steal not there from Team Ambition Talent, and Baron goes the way of ROTM.
Some call. Sometimes that's all it takes. Get some good vision, just be coordinated, and all 5 people on the same page,
Ooh,
and
Arrow
things pay off.
can't take this path. I guess he's fine. All right. Well, everything's fine.
Team
Maybe
Ambition
not,
work.
because 5th is looking for Gid now, has the Grand Challenge on him. Procs 1 vital. RTM just trying to get them out of their blue side, but just back, spend your money, get your Baron minions. Yeah, okay. They've got the right idea. Just took a second.
Yeah, Team Ambition could have punished Arrow there. Probably didn't have as.
Don't think they were expecting that it was just the Zyra and Rakan there. I think they...
Right, that's what I was saying. They probably didn't have the knowledge to know that it was only those two. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have backed off right there. But they had just got Baron, so it's not crazy to assume that RTM would have more members pathing that way, even though they didn't. But here we go. Soul Point.
This is a scary moment for ROTM, though. They have Baron, and right now they're not in a lane, which means that they're not using the buff that they have. Teleport in from Thunder McBusters just to the minion wave, trying to get everybody here for this potential Mountain Soul for Team Ambition Talent. This is only a denial for ROTM, not the most valuable thing for them to secure, but Gid gets pulled in by the claw, hits a big Blade's Reach, and finally able to jump into Neptune Rises. Big ult from Smitty as he's trying to get the CC through. Alice is chasing down Thunder McBusters on the bottom side of the fight, but Olaf is running on through. Bing Bong still full health. Atlas finishes off one kill. Animantis is ignited, and ROTM cleans up the fight. A triple kill for Bing Bong, and a double kill for Atlas, the full house. That's what you like to see. Baron gonna go, or Baron, the dragon gonna go to ROTM, and Bing Bong gonna clean up a tower maybe in mid lane.
Eerily similar to last game. Team Ambition gets to Soul Point, and Bing Bong goes crazy right before Dragon spawns, or as Dragon spawns, to delay the Soul Stack and flip the momentum for ROTM. I mean, the Baron take and whoever made that call to
Yeah,
that was really a big flipping momentum right there. But
that was just a gut check, a bluff. Like, hey guys, we're gonna go do Baron. You wanna do a thing about it? No? I guess we'll take Baron then, thanks. Like,
yeah,
no, really good call on that, and then that fight couldn't have gone much better for ROTM as well.
what's crazy is it looked bad the way it started, because it started with Neptune Rising using the claw to pull in Gid, but Gid able to buy time by queuing and ulting and letting his team stack up and getting the exit kill on Neptune as he popped out to make sure at least neither team had a jungler to have an advantage at the dragon. But RTM just walks over the rest of the fight anyway and gets themselves a dragon, mid lane inhib, and things are looking pretty rosy for them right now.
Yeah, and this is... I wish I had an inhibitor counter for ROTM, because it's significantly higher than the inhibitor count for Team Ambition Talent this series. It was a bit of a banger game one. Bing Bong looking for Thunder McBusters. Ragnarok on, not gonna tick off. Bing Bong with the solo kill in the bottom lane, and that just continues to set the stage and really show us what the series has been about. It's been top lane play that has been the story.
For sure, and like at this point for Ambition,
Ooh, Fifth looking for the kill onto Aeropox, but instead gets treated to a bounce house. And Gid finishes him off. Bing Bong looking for the 1v2, finishes off Animantis, and now it's just Aerocross left to try to defend. The Icathian surprise does nothing, and it's 3 kills that have funneled in to Bing Bong down in the bottom lane, and now maybe a little bit more as they find Neptune Rises in his own jungle. He gets the bounce house treatment as well. The Umbral Trespass from Gid as he's stuck in Cyber Brazil. The favelas nice this time of year for Gid.
good claw.
Good claw, but not enough to save him, unfortunately. Gid finds the kill, and Bing Bong, Smitty, Aeropox, and Atlas are going to start wailing away on the Nexus turrets. They keep their super minion alive just in order to wail away on these towers. Thunder McBusters can do nothing but watch, and Dread is going to take home a 2-1 win over Team Ambition Talent.
Really well played series by both sides, though. I felt like Team Ambition did a good job in the first game answering the Nessus puzzle. Then Bing Bong kind of just 1v9'd the second game. Well, not 1v9. That'd be disingenuous to say that his team fed, but 1v5'd. We'll give it a 1v5 effort in that second game. And then the third game, Team Ambition kind of had some success early in dealing with the Olaf, but Bing Bong just able to snowball every advantage that he got and eventually take over this game as well. Aeropox, his control on the Zyra, he may not have had anything flashy that happened but the way that he kind of separated and acted as like a midline for his carries, uh, the Lucian and well, I guess himself, really influenced the way that some of that game played out. But really, it was about once Gid got rolling and he got his red form, and then on top of Bing Bong just being a massive threat to the entire team, eventually our team took the win and really well played series to make sure that they keep the control of their own destiny as they head into playoffs in their seeding. So well
Yeah.
played.
Uh, banger after banger matchup. Next week they get the other team, Ambition Team, where they'll fight for first in the group. So that should be fun. Harvest will be back next week as well. They're on the kind of opposite scary end where they're right on the edge of playoffs, and we'll need a win there.
Hopefully, they just play 3 game ones or 2 game ones. You know, they do really well in game ones. So if they just play 2 game ones in a row, they should be all right. You know.
Yeah, that's got to be the goal to string 2 game wins together. Anyway, that's gonna do it for us tonight. Next cast is gonna be Monday with the Masters team. I don't know who they're playing. I haven't done the scouting, but we'll see you guys next week for more RRTM action. I'm trying to rate a channel and there's no one that I follow online, so let me look. Is there someone worthwhile? Maybe we'll pick a random channel. Wow, the recommended channels are crap. How do I find... This used to be so easy, and now they made this much more difficult. Are any leagues still going? I don't see anything.
I don't see anything small scale. I see Post Malone's playing Apex Legends though. I, I don't know if you'd raid Post Malone.
Nah. Yeah, I don't even recognize a lot of the people streaming anymore. All right, well, never mind. Just go to bed. Get some food and go to bed. That's the official stream ending. Um, but yeah, thanks guys for watching. We'll see you guys Monday.
Peace.